hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
WKGN 1340, go Vols!
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock, 3 o'clock on your Wednesday afternoon edition of the show, live today in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Bob Baskerville in scramble mode.
It's like, I feel like a waiter here, man.
We're starting. Oh, you got crumbs over there?
There's like water and everything else on this tabletop, man.
Throwing off Bob's system.
Yeah, I mean, that's that side of the playbook window. Over here on my side, I've got Hulk Hollander and Jackson. These guys help me out.
Jackson pinch hitting for Walker Smith, who has the day off today. New guy has, like, how did he accrue so many days off?
I don't know. I'm calling him, when he's like a young Trey Wallace. I mean, with his excuses, it's incredible. His excuse game.
What's the excuse today?
It wasn't one Knox. It was something else at UT. It was like UT. When did he start working at UT?
I don't know. Does he work here? Like what? Like he has like 3 or 4 jobs. How does he manage that?
I have no idea. And then I get these texts from him giving me directions.
Well, he is not on the show today, so Bear is through the looking glass this afternoon by himself. Bear, I expect focus, discipline, desire out of you today. I don't want to see you in phone zone.
You have
doom
to
scrolling.
No, I won't. But you have to admit, when I'm by myself and when it's all on me, that's usually when I'll
really screw up.
No, focus in.
So I've been saving this story. This is going to embarrass him so bad. It's going to embarrass you or make you really angry.
Who? Me?
You, yeah.
Then don't do it. Why would you do that? Like, I'm in a really good mood.
It's great show fodder.
Well, no. Let's not do that. No, you can't just hit me with it cold, dude.
Well, I can't leave it off. It's not that bad.
No.
So it's not that bad.
Okay, I just want it noted, Bob. I'm preempting all this by saying
his day has just been ruined. He was so excited.
I came to work in a good mood.
Yeah, and now he's mad.
And now I'm already pissed.
Right, well, yeah, you're just calm down. So last week, the great and powerful Christopher Gabriel was in town. And we had a lovely dinner together Thursday night at Ruth's Chris. And so, like, Bear and I, we had 7 o'clock reservation. Show ends at 6. Down, you know how downtown traffic is, right?
Sure.
Now, eastbound traffic is on I-40. Like, you got to hustle to get over there. So we're wrapping up, and we leave here like 6:05 or something. And it's like, I'll see you there.
Right.
And so I get my car and I don't usually go eastbound on 40, but I mean, I know what that's like.
Treacherous.
I've heard the tales.
I do it every afternoon.
It is just, it's not stopped it's bumper to bumper, but it's not stopped. But it's traffic. It's busy. It's stressful. It's rush hour traffic. And I'm sitting there. I'm just driving, and my phone buzzes. I glance down at it, and it's Bear. And he's sending us in the group like Instagram videos. And I'm like, I'm driving because I know like we just left. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. And I'm like, how is he watching videos and sending us videos if he's doing the same thing I'm doing?
In which group?
The drive group.
Oh, I was stopped in traffic, stopped cold there at Cedar Bluff, I think.
No, you weren't. Because as soon as I had this thought, I'm like, what is he doing? And I glance over and I see Bear driving down the interstate. I mean, we're doing like 20, 30 miles an hour on the interstate. And he's just like not even looking up. I mean, he's just like,
no way.
You're typing, you're scrolling, 100% hand on the Bible, swear to God. And I'm like, dang, man, Bear, that's kind of dangerous, buddy. And like, I keep glancing over and I'm like, do you have autopilot that I don't know about? Because we drove, you don't know, like I waved at you. I mean, you are just driving down the interstate on your phone, watching videos.
No.
I was on that same route, by the way, on that fateful evening, and I was listening. I was in the left lane, the fast lane. You were, and I could see your car, Bear, over on the. I couldn't see what actions you were doing, but I could see your car moving along. It was a lot.
I think we were moving.
No, there was a lot of traffic.
We were moving.
It was like the stop and go. It was like being on Kingston Pike. You were just
there was a lot of traffic. You're right.
It was just stop and go.
Well, I don't bring that up to embarrass. It's a funny story, and we've all done that. We're all guilty.
Oh, I thought I'd done something a lot worse than that. Yeah, yeah.
But
now I've gotten ticketed for it.
You have gotten ticketed for it?
This is the most stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. So over near my neighborhood, I called the non-emergency because people fly up and down this road, and it's in the middle of a neighborhood. So I called the non-emergency number and just said, hey, people are really flying through here. So fast forward 4 days later, I'm driving. It's like 7 a.m. on a Sunday. I got stopped for speeding on that road. And, I have my phone open.
Be careful, man. Be careful. It's all fun and games until you run over a troop of Girl Scouts selling cookies door to door, something like that. I bring that up to say I'm going to need that focus and intensity out of you over there because you're a one-man wrecking crew. No Walker Smith to bail you out today, buddy.
He doesn't ever have to bail me out.
Man, this pest control people, man, it's unbelievable. We've got the Asian lady beetles like all over the house, and there a couple of them are getting in.
Is that a K-pop band name?
It should be. I don't know. That's a little racist, Baskerville.
No, it is. No.
We're the Asian lady beetles. K-pop, really?
You were saying.
But anyway, I call these people that I'm calling earlier in the day. Do they call me right back in the morning? No. Do they call me at lunch? No. Do they call me as soon as we get on the air at 3:00? Absolutely, yes. They're now they want to talk. Anyway, my problems. We got a baller show lined up for you this afternoon. Adam Sparks of KnoxNews.com coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll get his thoughts on all thing Tennessee football on this week of much discontent in Big Orange Country. And then coming up, hour number 2, special treat, our old pal Houston Fancher joins the show, the former Tennessee men's assistant basketball coach, currently on the staff of the NC State women's team that, man, we let them off the hook last night, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a good game, but yeah, what a horrible look at the end of the game, though. I mean, we didn't have much time anyway. You only had a second and a half, but still, it was like,
Well, Fancher had the scout for NC State, and I know his blood still runs orange, so like I'm sure that was kind of ambivalent for him. But I mean, NC State signs his paycheck, so I guess he was.
It had
he had to do what he had to do.
It had a Sweet 16 kind of vibe to it. It was a big time game.
Yes, high level game. 2 top 10 teams going at it
right off the bat.
Very easily could have won, but I mean that's a program that knows how to win. They've been to a Final Four. We're
trying to get.
I don't say we don't know how to win, but we forgot how to win like we used to a long time ago, and we're trying to get it back.
Did you see? It was one of the hot topics last night. Janiyah Barker hits a 3 and gets teed up.
Yeah.
She just spun and looked at the NC State bench and did the 3 logo with her hand. And the ref tees her up.
Yeah. It was a little bit soft.
Yes.
But also, as somebody who appreciates sportsmanship and wishes, I can do without a dunk. Oh, he's too small. Oh, he put it on his head. Oh, all this clown stuff that it's just like anything goes now in the men's game. There is part of me that's like, yeah, come on, let's clean this up.
The one that there's new stuff like the other night in the BYU Villanova game. They had the BYU center blocked a shot that might be one of the most vicious blocks I've seen in a long time. Swatted the ball out into the stands. And so then all the BYU players on the bench and the guy who blocked the shot were doing the whole, like, where'd it go?
Mormon trash talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta love when the Mormons are like letting you have it. That's a sign that maybe society's laws of decency and norms are starting to break down.
Could be.
So we'll talk basketball with Fanch coming up in hour number 2 of the show this afternoon. And yeah, man, we got a good one lined up for you here this afternoon. The poll is about to close. As a matter of fact, it's a final now. Do you approve of the job Josh Heupel is doing as Tennessee's football coach? Poll just closed at Russell_Smith on Twitter. We had over 1,000 votes, so a very good sample size coming in. 66% of the audience yesterday said they approve. 22% say they strongly approve. 88% approval rating for Josh Heupel as of this week. Only 11% disapprove and only 1% strongly disapprove. So that illustrates the vocal minority point that I was trying to make yesterday, and I'm sure we'll get into this with Adam Sparks. Bob, is how real is the noise around Josh Heupel right now? I would submit to you, based on those results, not very real.
I would agree. And I'm hopeful that the other stuff's blowing over too, by the way, because I was pretty vocal yesterday. This wasn't about Heupel. It was more about how the national media is kind of using this as
it's not real
show fodder for themselves. And it's like, somebody put it on the comments on X. You know what the best way to treat that would be is just ignore it. And it's easier said than done, but I just hope we kind of move on with it at this point.
Well, I'm sure it'll stir back up if we lose to Florida, but
yeah,
we've got 2 weeks until then. Tennessee, number 25 in the first college football playoff selection committee rankings that were unveiled yesterday. I guess.
Did you guys watch that?
I did.
I had it on. I did not pay close attention to it.
Couldn't bring myself to watch it. It's too soon.
It hurts not to be a part of the party.
Hell yeah.
Ohio State is number 1. No big surprise there. Indiana's number 2. I guess there was some question of whether or not A&M would jump them. A&M coming in at number 3, and then Alabama number 4. Georgia 5, Ole Miss 6. So a heavy SEC flavor to the top 6 there. And we'll see. I mean, those 4 teams certainly control their own destiny, have a really good chance of making the playoffs.
ACC didn't get a lot of love in this one. Maybe they don't deserve
No,
it.
yeah, like, should they?
No. I thought maybe one team would get something, but boy, they were far down.
The top ACC team was Virginia.
Yep.
At number 14.
Yeah.
Well, they'll get somebody in. I mean, somebody's got to win that league.
Somebody will get in, but that's the whole point. Those teams hovering around 11 or 12, because of the group of 5 too. You still got some work to do, man. They got 2 Big 12 teams in there, right?
Yeah, BYU and Texas Tech were right next to each other, I think 8 and 9.
Yeah.
And then Oregon, Notre Dame rounding out the top 2. So I guess BYU is 7 and 8 for BYU and Tech. And then Oregon, Notre Dame. I'm not into – we don't have to get into the minutia here. Do you think that 2 Big 12 teams will make it? Or do you think they'll cannibalize themselves and it'll just be the conference champ?
I think it depends. Those two teams play each other this weekend, right? Tech and BYU. So, it'll
Is that a playing game, basically?
I don't know, because then you still have the Big 12 championship, too. It's like, what happens if they split those two, one beats the other once each? Then that becomes something different.
It's like the ACC. Somebody's got to go from that league. And I'm sure there are a lot of Big Ten and SEC fans that say that just give them one each. I'm sure there are a lot of Big Ten and SEC fans who say they don't deserve anything. Like if they make it on merit, then okay. But if just because they won a crummy league doesn't necessarily mean that they're one of the top 12 teams in college football and deserving to be in the playoff.
Yeah. How long are we going to continue the farce with the group of five?
Well, at least for one more year, because Memphis was the last team in it. That they would be the 12th seed.
And they aren't even in the top 25 rankings either.
No.
So
didn't they? Or who they beat? They barely. I'm trying to remember.
Beat Arkansas.
Yeah, but Arkansas
barely beat USF.
Yeah, they beat South Florida. I mean, again, I think they're susceptible to go down this weekend against Tulane, just because Tulane's
any other group of five team that you can make any kind of case for.
Well, keep in mind, we wrap up Memphis. They lost to that UAB team that we toyed with for 60 minutes earlier last month. So, that's and hey, they're good. Like they're a fine group of five team. They don't deserve to be in the college football playoff. Play. You lose.
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing here?
What are we doing? That is we're just handing out participation trophies and certificates,
fair.
I guess.
Talk to me about fairness. Can't have a team like that in there.
No, and the same thing we say about the whole Indiana Tennessee thing is like put Memphis on our schedule, and you'd probably be talking about a 4-5 team, 5-4, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but one of those teams is going to get in, and we'll see who it was. It was Boise last year. We'll see if Memphis can be that team this year.
They have fallen off pretty sharply.
Yeah, that was a bad loss for them to Fresno after Fresno had gotten shut out the week before at home for the first time in ages.
And correct me if I'm wrong, hadn't CG told us that's kind of a bitter.
Oh, Fresno, Boise? Oh, yeah.
They don't like each other at all.
No.
I think you're starting to see how vital Ashton Genty was to Boise State last year, because they're very different this time around.
Well, yeah, he was a really good running back. Yeah. Look how differently we look without Dylan Sampson.
That's what I was just thinking.
I mean, as much as I love the three kids that played their hearts out this year, especially Bishop putting in all that work. But I mean, Dylan Sampson's playing in the NFL now.
Coming up on the show, Tennessee basketball announces a new home and home series that will get mixed reaction, I'm sure. We'll get into that. And more on Josh Heupel and what's real, what's not, the discourse surrounding him. Adam Sparks, KnoxNews.com, covers Heupel on a day-to-day basis for the News Sentinel. He will join us when we continue right after this. It's Fan Run Radio. Stay with us.
The Drive.
Follow us on Twitter or X or whatever the they're calling it these days at Fox Sports Knox, Fox Sports Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hi, I'm Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or just need a change, it's never been more important to have experienced, trustworthy representation in the real estate process. So if you have any real estate questions, I'd love the opportunity to earn your trust. Call me anytime for a free chat, 865-742-1035, or find me online at bonowshouses.com. The Kregner Group, real estate the right way.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lodgen, one of the hygienists here at Knoxville Smiles. If your children are having sleep or behavioral issues, we have things we can do in modern dentistry that can help not just with their dental health, but also their overall health. Early intervention is the key for younger patients and can avoid costly procedures later in life. If you'd like to learn more, give us a call here at the office and schedule an appointment. 865-539-1776. Or just book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars. Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at bigsportshow.com. That's bigsportshow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Back here on the drive, it's Fan Run Radio, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, online at fanrunradio.com and on your free Fan Run app. A variety of ways for you to experience the program this afternoon. Coming up, we'll be giving away a pair of tickets to the big sports show coming up this weekend. They timed that out nicely with the off week on Saturday. We'll tell you more about who's going to be there. And again, stay tuned. Your chance to win tickets coming up here later this afternoon on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, Bear. Pleased to be joined now by Adam Sparks of KnoxNews.com. Good afternoon, Adam. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys. been a talkative few days, that's for sure.
Yes, that is putting it mildly. And I guess let's talk about the talk. Are you surprised by the level of angst from Tennessee fans after the loss to Oklahoma Saturday night?
No, not at all. I think these things tend to go in stages, and stages are probably different for Tennessee and a handful of the most passionate fan bases in the country. The stages are different than a lot of the other schools. A lot of the other schools is anger, and then it subsides, and then you move on. With Tennessee and a handful of others, it is anger, and then something above anger, rage maybe, which is why you get a lot of the – And I do understand it's a small minority, it's a fringe sect, but why you get a lot of the fire the coach, which is irrational. We understand that. That's why you get the fire the coach right after, and then it gets out into the ether of national media, and then the fan base circles their wagons and says, no, that's completely false. We never wanted to fire our coach. Again, that's a fringe sect. I communicate a lot with people for my Vols mailbag, and I always find it interesting how the conversation changes or how people's stances change. Like, for example, my Vols mailbag is usually open for about 12 hours after the game. You email me in questions. And those started off with, I'm done with this guy, fire him. And then after I published my answers to those questions, some people would come back and say, okay, yeah, don't fire him, but I'm out on him long term. And then, of course, you would get others that would come in and would say that's completely ridiculous. But I do think I heard y'all's poll, 10, 11% disapproval. I think almost all of that segment has moved from fire Josh Heupel. I'm talking about the disapproval segment, from fire Josh Heupel to no, don't fire him, but he's not the guy. That's the phrase I keep hearing. He's not the guy. In other words, I don't think he's ever going to get to the promised land, whatever that is. But everybody else is, I think, sort of come to Josh's defense. And again, that's the stages these things usually go in.
Yeah, Adam, we've been talking about that too. That's what I sense is it's less we want him out, but it's a lot of, well, we just know how this is going to end up. And I would say from your perspective, not that you're calling for this, but just your point of view on it. I think there's more. We've even talked to some fans who have said, okay, not Josh, but maybe there's got to be changes made in that coaching staff. And we know that that's a hard proposition. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, just from the standpoint of sometimes a new broom sweeps cleaner, right? I just think that is something that probably bears some discussion.
Yeah, I think that's what again, the segment of there's a lot of frustration beyond that 10 or 12%, but I think anybody that's frustrated or anybody calling for Heupel's job or whatever, I think what they really mean is that they think he's too stubborn, set in his ways, that they approve of the job that he has done individually, but they don't think he's going to change to make the necessary moves to go from a perennial, 9-3 team to a national champion contender. And a lot of that staff, some of that's game management, how he manages the game, who he has to help him, too much play calling, plus managing the game, plus a lot of other things, that he doesn't have a bad cop to his good cop. Alex Golish the play calling worked great when he was here, but I think one thing that he gave them was bad cop. And so you had a little more, I think, accountability, maybe more organization with those two guys working together. There's a lot of things there, but I think people think that he's not going to make any of those changes, and that's why they're frustrated about him long term.
Talking with Adam Sparks of KnoxNews.com this afternoon here on the show. Adam, as somebody who covers Heupel day to day, we've talked a lot about his robotic nature in front of the press. And with all this chatter going on, do you think that Heupel hears that and is in any way affected by it? Or do you think he is just impervious to fan/media criticism?
He hears it. He's affected by it. You can see little hints of that this season. Losing to your alma mater in a game where you were just rolling up and down the field easy, I think makes that point. It got to him a little bit, the Alabama game, that the pick six, that play call and personnel was challenged. You could see some frustration with that even the very next week in the press conference. And after the press conference. So I think he's feeling it more than the past. I think Josh Heupel always wants to sort of do what he's always done. He doesn't like change a lot, right? He doesn't fire assistant coaches. He makes tweaks internally, but he doesn't make wholesale changes. I think these next 3 games here's the thing, if they go 9-3, I think if he's thinking about making massive changes, for example, like firing Tim Banks or something, I think if he goes 9-3, he's not doing that. It's sort of a weird thing. Like Tennessee fans, if you want him to make major changes, you should root for 7-5, and I don't think you should do that. But I think if they go 9-3, I think it's going to settle into Josh Heupel that he needs to make tweaks and not major changes because you were 1 kick away from beating Georgia. You were one turnover away from beating Oklahoma. So it's sort of a hard area to be in, but I don't think he makes massive changes if they finish 9-3.
Let's move to some of the status of players. I saw the piece you dropped on Knox News about Jermod McCoy, and true to form, when Josh Heupel was asked about Jermod's status, said it's not fair for me to say, which I understand, but now that the season, obviously the season's not over. There's still things to play for, but the pursuit of a playoff spot is over. What do you, if you're a betting man, what do you think happens with Jermod McCoy? Does he see the field?
I think there's a better chance that he plays than than another player in his same position. I do think he's more eager to play than a typical player is. I think that's just his makeup. But if you're asking me just to put odds on whether or not he'll play, period, I think it's less than 50-50. I just think usually players in this situation listen to good counsel, and his agent and his parents and all them, I would imagine, are going to say, man, you better really be sure that you're going to play really well, and then it's worth coming back. And also, there's not going to be a stigma put on him by the fan base if he doesn't come back, because I think most people are sort of understanding. If he didn't come back for a playoff team, people would be angry. But, I think most people would be understanding. So I think at this point, he probably wants to come back and thinks he may still come back. But the deeper you get into the season, the less chance I think that is. And really, I mean, there's 3 games left. So if he doesn't play against New Mexico State, which would seem like a perfect warm-up game, I don't see any reason why he would play either of the last 2.
Adam. Sorry, I keep turning my mic off over here. Adam, is there any chance at all, feel free to just say, no, that's a stupid question, that either McCoy or Colton Hood come back next year? And then what about Ricky Gibson? We're assuming he's going to be back, right?
I would assume Ricky Gibson would come back. You always wonder with those things, like, where does NIL rev share money come in? I mean, I think he got a bump last year and he didn't play this year because of the injury. So you would think he would just come back. I don't think he would have as much of a demand for more money. Jermod McCoy is, mock draft has him as a first-round pick. I just expect that that's automatic. He goes. Colton Hood, he told us today that he doesn't look at those things, that he thinks those decisions should be reserved and thought about after the season. I really think he hasn't decided. I would bet he would probably go into the draft because he's a late first-round pick on a lot of mock drafts. I think he's in the second round in some others. Now he will go through the process, I'm sure. You put your name in the NFL. I think NFLPA has a thing where they give you a legit scouting report of whether or not you're predicted internally by NFL teams, whether or not you're a first-round pick or a first-day or second-day pick. If he thinks there's a pretty decent chance he's a first-round pick, I would think Colton Hood, he's got to go. If he's a second, third-round pick, I guess there's a chance he could come back, but his stock is pretty high right now. I would imagine he's going to be told, strike while the iron's hot. I don't think McCoy's back. I would doubt Colton Hood would be back. Ricky Gibson, I would think, would come back and would be your top corner. Although they're gonna get some guys in the portal at DB, probably more safety than corner, but they're gonna go get DBs in the portal.
Yeah, I saw a mock this morning. I can't remember right off the top of my head exactly whose it was, but it had us with 3 first-round draft picks: McCoy, Josh Josephs, and then Colton Hood going around 20.
And isn't that crazy? But that's the thing. That's going to be a trivia question, years from now when you look back and say, well, Pro Bowler Colton Hood and Pro Bowler Jermod McCoy were at Tennessee the same time. That must have been the best secondary in the country.
Especially if Josh Josephs goes as well, to have 3 first-round draft picks off your defense.
Yeah, you would think. And Josephs, I've wondered if he would slip some because he hadn't really been putting up great numbers the past few games, but his skill set is still there. I'll be curious to see if he's a first round, or I could even see him anywhere from the first to, I guess, the third or fourth. It's hard to say with an edge rusher like that. Also, whether or not I would assume he would be an outside linebacker. Is he a guy that can put his hand on the ground at the NFL level? Who knows?
Hey, Adam, I saw this other piece you did about the Mount Rushmore of Tennessee coaches for football. But by my measure, Mount Rushmore is usually 4. And I know it's easier said than done, but if you had to, just off the top of your head, like you had to pick 4 out of that group.
Oh, yeah. You're referring to we did an all-time
coaching
staff team, which I think was 24 guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Neyland, if you're doing the Rushmore 4, so Neyland is on there. I'd put Fulmer on there. I'd put Majors on there. Well, who am I forgetting that's obvious? I mean, I guess Doug Dickey's got a case. It's hard to say because, I mean, I value assistant coaches almost as much as I do head coaches. The funny thing is that team that we did, I mean, I had Josh Heupel as our offensive coordinator on that all-time team.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking a lot about Heupel this week. Heupel could be a guy that flames out, and he was just, he was Bill Battle or something. He was just like, he's pretty good for his time, but he flamed out a little bit. Or he could be one of the all-time greats as the UT coach. This can kind of go either way, depending on what happens in the next 5 years. And I think he's near a fork in the road of those two paths.
We're just going to sit here and pretend like John Barnhill doesn't exist. I mean, good grief, guys.
John Barnhill is he is my general manager on the team. So.
Well, you got to have one of those. I mean,
yeah,
it's modern college football. Somebody's got to take care of the NIL.
That's right. Well, back then they had NIL. They just it was completely under the table, but it was also just completely tolerated.
I'm looking at this, man. You did your homework. I mean, George Cafigo.
Come on, Bob. You know this.
Well,
you don't know about Cafigo?
No.
Nobody on the planet.
Oh man, Cafigo. So Cafigo was the great running back on like the 1930s, undefeated, unscored upon teams, and then he was a longtime special teams coach here. And the late great Johnny Majors told this great story. He told this to us on air once about, and I have to be careful, but in the 80s they were recruiting some hotshot young quarterback, and they had brought him and his family to campus. And it's the week of the Vanderbilt game, the last game. And Cafigo famously missed the 1939 Orange Bowl with a torn knee that he suffered against Vanderbilt, and carried a lifelong hatred of all things Vandy to the grave. And so they're doing their last tackle drill, and Major says, I want to call out Coach Cafigo out here, say a couple words about Vandy. And so he's got this recruit here, and his parents are there, and this kid's like, super old school Christian evangelical family, and Cafigo gets up there and these bleepity bleepers just goes on this profanity laced tirade that would make a sailor blush. And Major's standing next to this family, and the mother's like turning blue in the face, and he's like, oh, he gets a little fired up from time to time, but he's a good guy.
It's one of the saltiest to ever do it over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, old George Cafigo. Hey, Adam, last question for me. Let you out of here. We have all this talk about staff changes, play calling responsibilities, all this stuff. And Heupel to me he seems like a big continuity guy. He's never fired anybody, slow to change his system and all that stuff. And I kind of feel like when you force change on coaches and really, people in all walks of life, it typically doesn't work out well. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts are. Like, should Danny White step? We talk about if they go 9-3, like if they lose, if you go 7-5, do you think Danny White or anybody would step in and say, hey, I know it's not in your general makeup to fire people or give up play calling or whatever. Do you think that they should do that? Do you think they would do that?
Well, I think they'll have that conversation at the end of the season either way. I think the way that they finish the season is how stern. I don't think Danny White would make that as a statement. I think the tone in his voice would be different depending on how they finish. If they're 7-5, I think Danny White would say, Josh, you've got to make a change, right? You do, right? Let's go over some changes you can make. If they're 9-3, then I don't think so. I think he'll leave it up to Josh. And Hype can't change who he is. Like, he can tweak the offense here and there. He just can't change. I don't think he should change exactly who he is, because this has been successful so far.
I agree.
So
if you took play calling duties away from Josh Heupel and had him bring in like another guy and with his own system and everything, that you don't really have Josh Heupel anymore.
Yeah, what do you have him for?
Yes.
So I mean, and we're talking. I mean, this is an off week. We're talking about like how terrible things are right now. And if they go 7-5, they are terrible. But I mean, think about how this will feel different if, let's say, you go and win in the Swamp. I know it's a bad Florida team, but hadn't won down there in 22 years. Mm-hmm. Then that would be a check mark for Heupel of, hey, this is something that none of these previous coaches over the last 2 decades have been able to do, and he did it. And then if you beat Vandy, which would be weird, but would keep them out of the playoffs possibly, then you'd say, okay, well, you still own Vandy. And then you could go into the offseason probably playing in Tampa in that bowl, and which, by the way, I already have 5 different bowl trips planned. So then you feel different about the season. I mean, if they go 9-3, they're going to one of the Florida bowls, probably Tampa, maybe Citrus, but probably Tampa. If they're 8-4, they're probably going to the Music City Bowl or Duke's Mayo Bowl, maybe even the Texas Bowl, but I doubt it. And if you're 7-5, I'd say you're probably going to the Music City Bowl. I don't think you drop to the Liberty, but so the ends of those seasons look very, very different in what the tone of the off season is.
I mean, we could realistically still finish with a 10-win season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we finish with 10 wins, I expect tweaks, but nobody's getting fired.
If they go 9-3 and win a bowl game, go 10-3, like all this conversation that's going to persist for another week or two, and we'll see what happens. Like it was just all for naught.
Well, and consider this too. They're about to sign his best signing class if they can hang on to it. They don't, and then the portal opens in January. He's not going to want to sign anybody that gets rid of good players that you want to hang on to. I'm not saying that there's any certain scenarios where that plays out, but this is all condensed into first week of December signing day, first week of January is transfer portal, and then the roster is set. So if people are waiting for a bunch of firings like in December, that's not going to happen. If he made any changes, they would happen well after the transfer portal's closed, I think, and then you've got your roster together, so you don't lose anybody.
It's a different sport nowadays, this college football thing. Adam Sparks covers the Vols for KnoxNews.com. Check him out there, your Knoxville News Sentinel, UT football beat reporter. Adam, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much for jumping on.
All right, thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Adam.
Adam Sparks, one more time on the show. Coming up, we got some Tennessee basketball scheduling information.
Let's go.
We will hit on that. We'll also open up the phones to you. 865-966-3435, your phone number to call or text the show. Quick timeout. We're back with more right after this.
The Drive.
You're locked onto Fan Run Radio, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and online at fanrunradio.com.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hey, talk about this Tennessee football program and what ails it right now. And it's certainly not the offense. If you go on NCAA.com, look up the total offense stats. Tennessee now, I think, ranks number 4 nationally in total offense, averaging some 500 plus yards a game. It's that's pretty good. I'll tell you what kind of threw me for a loop was who's number 1 in the country in total offense. Do you guys yards per game? Tennessee is 4th at 504.1 yards per game. Who leads the nation in total offense?
I know this, so we'll see if Bear knows.
Vanderbilt?
No.
I think it makes sense once you hear who it is and think about it.
It's an ACC team.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech.
No.
FSU?
Florida State leads the nation in total offense, 510.5 yards per game.
It's the Gus Bus.
Why do they suck so bad?
I'm guessing that for the same reason we're struggling all of a sudden. I'm guessing the other side of the ball not doing very good.
Our situation's a little bit more nuanced than that. Like our offense hasn't done in a couple of games now, done our defense any favors.
Tennessee's defense, conversely, ranks 97th
from top
nationally,
20 to 97.
and we are. It's.
I mean, Herbie did have a good point, and then you're talking about it. And we lost our the two best corners in college football.
Yeah, no, I
mean.
It's you have to take it into account. I tell you what, we are just about tops in is pounding beers in Neyland Stadium.
Can't quite catch
beer. I liked beer. Still like beer.
107,473 units sold, $1.6 million in total revenue, ranks second behind Nebraska, which if you had to watch Nebraska football, you would be drinking a lot too, I would imagine.
Yeah. Smashed! And the people in Wisconsin are they're something else. Is that per game?
It lists total units sold and then the money. And Danny White has weighed in on this on Twitter as Danny White is in full scale. I mean, he's doing a lot of PR work, Danny White, these days.
He had a little
we talked to Sparks about, does Josh Heupel hear the chatter around his program? Danny White definitely hears it.
Yeah, he pays attention to everybody.
Which, I mean, I'm not coming off on him, right? I mean, that's kind of part of an AD's job is to have the pulse of the people. And I think
Handle
Danny
the PR stuff.
Yeah, like Danny's generally, like he has a voice on Twitter that's not, just businessy coach guy speak. Like he's kind of engages with fans there. Anyway, somebody asked him which fan base is paying the highest prices shown. Danny says it's important to note that our beers, units in this case, are 24 ounces or 2 beers. We do that for convenience and to help mitigate concession lines. We will not take the best fan base in the country for granted! !
I'm pretty sure all these places sell the big cans.
I mean, that's what he's saying. I don't know what everybody else is saying. That's a good point, but yeah, we're selling the big boys, tall boys.
Big boys, and they're like what, $13-14?
They're not cheap.
No, I bought you one before. Not that I'm bragging, but I had a little bit of sticker shock. Been a while since I'd bought a beer.
Been a while.
That's wild. Wisconsin, they really pound it down, don't they? 250.
Well, Milwaukee,
2.5 beers a piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's big Milwaukee Brewers. Like we all remember watching Laverne and Shirley at the beginning.
That's up near
am I dating ourselves here?
No, I just hadn't thought of them. But you're right.
Shamil Schmazel.
And they like to drink up there.
Yeah.
Big drinking state.
That puts it up there with, like, Wisconsin's up there with like English soccer and some of those rock stadium shows they do over. Those are the kind of numbers those, like, Wembley does. 250,000, 300,000 pints in one.
That's, from everything I've ever heard, it gets some hype, but I think it gets overlooked as a venue for college football.
Oh, Camp Randall?
Camp Randall. I'd love to go up there for a game.
Definitely on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Everybody's just sloshed and smashed up
They
there.
get that. They're, they, unlike us, I'm not going to editorialize, but they have a great third quarter to fourth quarter anthem.
And jump around.
And that place just goes berserk.
We can't find one.
No.
Are they doing it this year? I've not. It's
a Morgan Wallen.
That's one of the dialogues I'm glad that has kind of gone away. That was such a talking point last year.
Yeah.
What the third down song is, and I was just I don't really care.
No, it's
not
third
third
quarter.
down. Third fourth quarter.
That's what. Fourth quarter. What the fourth quarter song is?
Yeah.
I did hear third down for what Saturday?
Oh my God.
It's in the rotation.
Third down for what? That just brings Butch Jones.
Sean says, I don't blame Wisconsin fans for drinking a lot with Luke Fickell coaching the Badgers.
Smashed!
You'd think they would be able to use all that beer money to buy him out and go find him a new coach.
That's, me and Brats. That's Brat country too.
Is Fickell an example of for a guy like Lane Kiffin to consider, and where the grass isn't always greener?
Mm-hmm.
And just because the job is quote unquote bigger. I mean, Luke Fickell was the next big thing at Cincinnati. He was, former Ohio State interim coach. He was on his way to a big job, and Wisconsin's it's bigger than Cincinnati. And I'm very surprised that it hasn't worked out for him there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see where you're going with it, but I mean, you leave at the time it was the American Conference. Now I wonder if Luke Fickell would have done it now that Cincinnati's in the Big 12. And had that same type of offer put in front of him.
I think he probably would have, because it still feels like
conference.
Well, it's Cincinnati and Wisconsin. It just feels that's a big step up. It's a much bigger step up than it would be to go from Ole Miss to LSU or Auburn or Florida.
I mean, the past 25 years, Wisconsin's won some huge games, been in Rose Bowls, and they were a power program for the last 25
Yeah, but
going on 30 years.
Yeah,
now.
but not a power program before that. They were also ran. Barry Alvarez is the one that kind of put them over the hump.
Yeah, I know, but 30 years, that's kind of what I consider the modern era now.
Chris says, don't forget Jim Chaney is undefeated as Tennessee's head coach. Big Jim is. Bear, what did you think about my Johnny Majors?
It was
Johnny Majors, head coach of the University of Tennessee football Volunteers.
I know a couple, just have a couple of guys that actually played for him. One of them it sounds dead off like him. But, they spend a lot of time with him. So I judge everybody off of him. Yeah. Hey, don't want to be too verbose.
You like my impromptu history lesson around George Cafago there?
Yeah, I have no idea who that dude was.
It still sticks in my craw. I tell you, 1939 team, undefeated, unscored upon in the regular season. They go out to play USC in the Rose Bowl without Cafago and lose 14-0. Would have been
it was the heart and soul of that team.
Which it still sticks in my craw that, this is the day and age before, remember, college football national champion was voted on before the bowl games. How do you go undefeated and unscored upon in a season and not win the national championship?
It's an outrage, Bob. That's what it is.
I'm just sitting here thinking, you guys were locked in on that 39 team.
At 30, undefeated, unscored upon. Like, that'll never happen again. The old platoon system.
Sure.
Single wing.
You talking about tread light? It's the General Neyland we're talking about.
Texas A&M won the Natty that year. Bastards.
It may have been their last one.
last thing they ever won. And they didn't even deserve that.
No, they did not.
All right, guys, the big sports show is coming this Saturday at the World's Fair Exhibition Hall. The guest list for this thing is amazing. You've heard the promo running. Who all is going to be there. Earl Campbell. Who else? Doc Gooden going to be in town. Javon Curse, Jose Canseco is going to be here. Carl Pickens is going to be there. Braylon Staley and Deshaun Bishop from the current team. One of my all-time favorites, James Littleman Stewart, is going to be there for this. So
it was a tank.
We've got a pair of passes to the big sports show Saturday for caller number 10 right now at 865-966-3435. Caller number 10, 966-3435. You get to go hang out with the stars this Saturday in downtown Knoxville. Hour number 2 of The Drive coming up.
The Drive.
Hey, Knoxville. Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
What if I told you you could pay off your home in an average of 7 years without making more money or spending a dime less, simply by changing how your mortgage is structured? Sounds impossible? Let me show you how it works. I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, helping families across the U.S. save thousands in interest and own their home years sooner. Don't believe me? Give me a call at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com to learn more. NMLS number 332941.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might not know it, but you do have legal recourse. The Griffin Law Firm specializes in federal employment law, military law, and security defense law. VFL Marshall Griffin and his experienced team are ready to make your problem their problem, no matter which federal agency you work for. Don't face federal employment issues alone. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law, 888-707-4282, online at griffinlawdefense.com.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Top 4 at 4, brought to you this afternoon by our friends at Knoxville Smiles. Tennessee basketball announcing a 2-year home-and-home series with Purdue this morning.
Sure, that made a lot of people around here happy.
How are you going to handle this, Boilermaker Bob? You have one of those house divided shirts you're going to wear to the game or something like that? Do you not speak to Rick Barnes? Like if he drives by, do you just give him the cold shoulder? Maybe even flip him a bird?
I'm just a fan of good basketball. Those should be great games.
Vols will travel to West Lafayette next season for the first game of the series, December 12th at Mackey Arena, and the Boilermakers will return to Knoxville December 11th in 2027 at Food City Thompson Bowling Assembly Center and or Arena.
I was talking with Ryan Shumpert earlier. He is very excited to
go to Mackey.
Yeah, Mackey is a bucket list place, man. It's pretty awesome.
It's part of like I don't want to say cookie cutter, but kind of cookie cutter like 1950s arenas post World War. Illinois has one that we went to last season. There are smaller versions of one at like Tennessee Tech, for example, and even the Roundhouse at Chattanooga has a similar type vibe to it. But like just those circle things with the big dome ceiling.
Yeah, and I don't know if they do this anymore, but when I used to go to some of the games when I was younger, they would dim the lights in the upper part of the arena.
And they do that at Thompson Bowling.
Yeah, this felt like very
darker,
like, very obvious. You know what I mean?
Like Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Thompson Bowling, it's kind of subtle. There, it's like it was bright and then it just dims, and it's like the main event is on the floor.
Well, Tennessee won the first 2 matchups of the series, 2-5 all time against Purdue. We won the first 2 games in the early 1980s, and well, you know what happened after that.
Yeah.
A lot of cheating. A lot of misrefereeing.
Oh, I already hate these games. Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, man. You want to talk about resume building for both teams.
I hate playing Purdue.
I've never, present company accepted and Drew Brees. I've never really liked Purdue. Don't care for him at all. I just don't.
Who's your favorite all-time Boilermaker, Bob? Football or basketball?
Oh.
Got to be the big dog, right?
It's kind of a toss-up. Big dog's great. Drew Brees for football.
I just don't remember ever paying attention to them. I know they were Joe Tiller and
went to the
Cheney
Rose
and all that
Bowl.
stuff.
His senior year, I remember being like, wow, this kid's actually really good.
But yeah, Big Dog was he was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun.
You didn't find that Gene Katie basketball boring like we all do down here?
Nah, you win, man. It's not that boring. Was it boring?
Will Gene come down for the game, you think? Maybe you can have a redo with him and he won't snack cake you.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless maybe Barnes pulled some strings, I don't think I'd have much luck with Gene.
Think he still got that Kelm over?
No, he doesn't. He actually looks better than he used to. He's got
yes. I mean, that was the most ridiculous haircut of all time.
And it was also jet black, which means it was colored. He's got just a buzz cut now, and it's gray or white, and he looks fine. He
would have looked fine back when he was coaching if he just chopped that stuff
Boy,
off.
that dude had a scowl though. He and Tubby Smith, they had some of the nastiest scowls, like at their players and the refs.
Number 2, LSU promoting Verge Ausberry to athletics director and taking off the interim tag. Of course, they got a new school president earlier in the week, Wade Rouse. He comes from McNeese State, and so he just takes and it's kind of interesting. I was going through some of the media reports and everything, and the takeaway was they're so worried about the football coaching search that they're just like, yeah, man, we're not going to do an AD search. We're just going to go with this guy, which kind of makes you wonder how much power he has for real.
Yeah.
Not as much as the last guy, which was very little at the end of the day.
At the end of his tenure, but Scott Woodward, I think, was fairly empowered for an SEC athletics director when he first got there.
Did we talk about this, or maybe I thought I heard it from somewhere else, but maybe it was from you guys that esteemed governor of Louisiana, also why he was having troubles with Woodward was he was a proponent to get Will Wade back.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
Okay, so that was here. Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Did you all see the
talk.
graphic I sent you, the Auburn AD? I think it was the Auburn AD saying that he was in charge.
Yeah.
Of the coaching search.
I just want to know
he
more
was
about
the committee.
I want to know more about Verge's name because it's not spelled like Virgil. It's so it's not
Big Verge.
V-E-R-G-E.
He played there in the late 80s and has been there forever. And it's just kind of like a Mike Hamilton-like figure or John Curry that just sort of rose up through the ranks until there was nowhere until he's at the top and
just stayed.
Yeah, now he'll be that guy. I'm sure they'll
throw my path here at Fan Run.
Wait, you're on top of it.
No,
you're the
I'm not
athletics
yet.
director here.
No,
I don't think
not
you've
yet.
advanced one iota from where you were day one. I think you're doing the same thing, which is smart.
I don't know.
You don't want to go up to the top, man.
Everybody wants to wear the crown.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Think I want to run this place?
No, but some of us have kind of spitballed what it would be like if you did.
If it were Russ Run Radio?
Yeah, along with
be a little bit of
dramatization.
Be a lot more discipline around this place, I'll tell you that.
Tell you, Cody does a pretty good Russ.
Yeah. None of this
we workshopped
water and sticky stuff on Bob's desk. I tell you right there, that's a hanging offense right there.
That was a little.
It's an outrage, is what it is.
It was a little bit of a startling development when I came in.
Finally, number 4, the Braves exercising their club option on left-hander Chris Sale. He'll make a paltry $18 million next year to pitch for the Bravos, and so they exercised the option, and Sale's immediately placed on the 90-day disabled list. I made that last part up. I mean, on paper, the Braves look good. You got Sale, you got Schwellenbach coming back, Spencer Strider a year removed from Tommy John or whatever happened there. You got, a young core with Acuna and Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Drake Baldwin, all these. But
got that force of nature, Walt Weiss.
You got Big Walt. So they also canned the pitching coach Kranitz, and Freddie Gonzalez is gone again. Brought in a couple of guys from the Mets. Pitchers and catchers report here in about 3 months, baby. That is the top 4 at 4, brought to you by Knoxville Smiles, local dentistry done right. They offer everything from routine dental cleanings to whitening. Half price off whitening through the end of the year. You're running out of time, folks. You want to take advantage of big savings right there. You got to get that done through the end of the year. And, dental appointment takes a couple of weeks to get in there. So go ahead and make your appointment today. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. 865-539-1776 to schedule that cleaning. You want to have those teeth looking good for the holidays, Christmas morning, and all the pictures and everything like that. Get them whitened for half price as well at Knoxville Smiles. You can also book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles. 865-966-3435, your number to get on the show this afternoon. And Houston Fancher coming up here in just a few minutes, NC State women's assistant coach. And
he's a drive. He's a loyal drive guy.
Longtime supporter of the show, supporter of the brand, guy who's Tennessee through and through. I know there had to be a little bit mixed feelings. It's like Richard Williams watching Venus and Serena go at it or something when he watches NC State. And it was kind of more like, I guess if we're sticking with Shawn Michaels delivering the sweet chin music to Ric Flair. I love you.
I got nothing for you, man.
You don't remember that?
I'm not a wrestler.
Famous
I
Jeff?
don't think it bothered him that much.
I don't trust anybody who didn't watch professional wrestling growing up, Bob.
Okay.
You never threw a sibling off like the top of a bunk bed?
It doesn't bother you that I cast a skeptical glance your way because you don't know the joys of rooting on the Ultimate Warrior or the Hulkster?
See, I would, yeah.
The Iron Sheik or Ivan Koloff?
I would, yeah, my retort would be I'm a little worried about you that you care that much about it.
Fair enough.
We were kids.
Fair enough.
Y'all didn't much wrestling in Indiana?
Yeah, it was different stuff. It wasn't this stuff.
You didn't have wrestling in the South was a little bit different before the Attitude Era in '90s and it went every year. It carried. We thought it was real.
I'm dating myself, but it was Ernie Ladd and Andre the Giant.
There you go. There you go,
Andre.
Yeah,
we know him.
Pretty boy Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, he ended up being a manager.
Dick the Bruiser.
Justin Hanna says that. I'm not sure if I've ever told y'all this, but my godmother's father was a safety on the 1939 team. I think
Say
he
that
did tell
again,
it, but I forgot. I've already clicked off the text.
Father?
Godmother's father.
Yeah.
Was on the 39 team. That's pretty cool.
So he was a great godfather.
Yeah.
I had a family member that played on that team.
You do?
Yeah. My great-great-uncle. Uncle Ermel.
Texter says, are we just waiting on Heupel to throw up a couple of 7-win seasons in a row? The writing is on the wall, and it feels like the program peaked with Pruitt's players. I don't know. You went 10-2 last year, went to the playoff. I mean, how many of those were Pruitt's players?
Quite a few.
Last year?
I think so. James Pierce?
No. I mean, you're year 4 of Heupel there. I mean, there might have been a 5th-year guy that were like a Pruitt holdover, but no. I mean, all Jimmy Pruitt's players are gone, and
a couple of those linemen like Norman and Amari.
Norman Lott was a grad transfer from Arizona State that we got. I don't know if Omari Thomas might have been,
but no, I don't think that holds water. I just the most logic. I don't.
Well, the answer is yes. Yes, you're going to wait for a couple of 7-win seasons. You guys are projecting something that hasn't even happened yet.
Well, yeah, because we're trying to rationalize with we're all traumatized by what happened here.
But yeah, if you go 7-5 this season, you're not going to run your coach out of town a year after you were in the college football playoff. And Bob, as we've talked about, like if you do that again next year, then you might get run. I don't know, but you might. And so yes, you would wait for a couple of 7-5 seasons. You wouldn't do it after one.
No.
And I'm not so certain that if they had gone 6-6 this season, that they would have made a change, or 5-7. I think
he would have had to have gone like 3-9.
I think the guys earned a mulligan. And we don't even know if this is going to be a mulligan yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's what's making me crazy. We could end the season as a 10-win.
We got to get we got to get back up on the horse for this Florida game.
We got to, you know what we got to do? It's like Vito. We got to be men. Be a man. Stop crying.
You think it's better or worse that we're having this gap with the bye week and then New Mexico State?
Oh, it's worse. You want to play New Mexico State and really hammer somebody. And
yeah, I'm torn on it. There's part of me that's okay with it just because vibes are so low. It's like you almost need to recharge a little. You're right, though. Maybe 2 weeks is too much, you know?
Yeah. I think you want to go out there and hammer somebody this week and then have 2 weeks to get ready for Florida. I would feel a lot better then. But the schedule falls the way the schedule falls. So we'll see what happens. Look at Jamie in here. Jamie, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Russ, I was listening to you just now talking about how you think that no matter what he did this year, he's earned a mulligan, and I tend to agree with you on that, given, you know, the 11-win season, the Orange Bowl, the other 10-win season, the playoffs last year. But my question to you is, if you're going to lose one of these games to Florida or Vanderbilt, I'm of the opinion that you better not lose to Vanderbilt, or that leaves you without a win over a team with a winning record this year. And I think that would really turn up the heat on him going in. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean,
it's a fair point.
You lose to Vanderbilt, it's gonna leave a nasty taste in a lot of people's mouths, and these bowl games just don't matter anymore because that's the system we've created that we all wanted. So it doesn't matter if you go out there and beat NC State in the Duke's Mayo Bowl or something. People are going to remember Vanderbilt celebrating in your stadium.
Well, State, are they at 500 now? I mean, they've got a shot at finishing with I think they've got a shot at finishing with a winning record.
Who are you talking about? State?
Mississippi.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. They start off 4-0. So yeah, they might. I
think they might have evened it up.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're 4-5 right now.
I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're going to finish with a winning.
Well,
record.
it's just a fine line. I mean, they are a team that doesn't know how to win. They've had a couple of games that,
they've had a couple of close ones, including to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to see Josh on the hot seat, man. I'm of the opinion that even though my pros and cons list, I think he is good enough at what he does on the offensive side of the ball that he can, if he doesn't refuse to learn, he can get good enough to where he can do whatever we want here. Like your guest in the first hour saying, whatever that is. And I think if you ask all your drive fans, doing good enough here is a natty. I mean, this is Tennessee, guys. This ain't Ole Miss. This ain't Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to win a natty to keep your job, but you got to keep us in the hunt and in the mix.
That's the goal.
Has he not kind of done that, though? I mean, we're in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to.
You talk about this in Tennessee, and that's Ole Miss. We've won one national championship since I've been alive, and it was during a period of time where pretty much Tennessee every year for a good stretch is either number 1 or number 2 in recruiting. And we had several, generational type players.
And Bear, I'm one of these. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but you don't even. If you just stay. You give me 10 wins, we go 10-2, 10-3, 11-1 from time to time. And, you kind of fall back and hit a 9-3 or 8-4. I'm fine. I can live with that. Just keep me I want to be in the conversation every year. What I can't stand is being irrelevant, where we were under Butch, where we were under Pruitt, where we were under Dooley. The only thing that sucks worse than being irrelevant is being irrelevant while everybody around town is telling you to sack it up and support these boys, whether they win or lose, as they say on Facebook. It's kind of like listening to. I've enjoyed listening to the post game voluntary reaction, and then I go back and listen to Tony's show on Sunday and Monday, and some of his cohorts are saying, just as long as we're in the playoffs, about half the time. I'm like, what are y'all talking about, man? You tell me whenever there's 16 teams in the playoffs, you can't be in there 4 out of 5 years. Give me a break with this half the time crap.
4 out of 5 years, that's your expectation?
Yeah, you can't finish in the top 16 4 out of 5 years?
Is that fair?
How about you, Russ?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that. But I mean, out of every 5 years, I would say at least once or twice.
Golly, Russ.
That pivots to this question. Is this year's version of the Vols good enough if we were in a 16-team field to be in the field of 16?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
It's going to be on the verge. Jamie, I'm going to ponder that. I like the question. How many times in a 4 or 5 year period should Tennessee make a 16-team playoff? We got to take a quick time out, though. When we continue, we're going to talk a little basketball. Houston Fancher from the NC State women's program. He was on the scout against the Lady Vols last night. We'll talk to him about Coach Kim in her second year and get his thoughts on Rick Barnes and his squad this season with young Nate Ament and Jacoby Gillespie. Some hoops talk coming up next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Anderson County High School quarterback J.D. Gillum. Gillum led Anderson County to a thrilling 31-30 win over Alcoa last week with over 300 yards of total offense and 4 touchdowns as the Mavericks finished their season 7-2 heading into the playoffs. Anderson County High School's J.D. Gillum, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry.
Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Fan Run Radio, The Drive continues. Russell, Bob, and Bear are with you on a Wednesday afternoon edition of the show, and pleased to be joined by Houston Fancher on the line. He's a East Tennessee native from the greater Newport metropolitan area. He was a former head coach at Appy State. He was a UT staff member under both Bruce Pearl and Conzo Martin, and now he's on Wes Moore's staff, the NC State women's team, where they've won a bunch of conference titles, been to a Final Four, and yesterday beat our queen, Coach Kim, and the Lady Vols. Houston, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Doing great, Russell. How are you? Seems like it's been a while, maybe since March.
Yeah, man. It's about that time. Yeah,
here we go again.
Yeah, we got to get Fanch in the mix here. Congrats on the W. And I guess my first question is, how much did you guys pay those refs yesterday for all those calls y'all got?
You know, the fact that we won by 3, multiply that by 1,000, so it's about 3,000 in, because we usually go by how many points we win by.
Is that per official or?
No, they got to break that up. That's on them. They got. I guess it's based on who called the most fouls. So, but it was a terrific game. I thought, you know, just for when you're talking about two teams that basically between the two teams have 12 new players in the first game out, 2 top 10 teams playing, you know, in a neutral site, and it looked more like a game in March than it did a game in November. Just because the intensity level was there. You know, it was a good crowd, 5,000-6,000 people in the Greensboro Coliseum watching that game, and it was loud. Tennessee traveled well. We traveled well, and we were fortunate to be able to, you know, handle the pressure just well enough, you know, to find a way to be there at the end.
So interested to get your take on Kim Caldwell and the Lady Vols, because I know you had the scout for this game, so you
right.
watched the film, and I know you watched and followed them last year. What did you learn, and kind of what was your game plan going in?
Well, he felt like the key to the game was handling their pressure, as it is anytime you play them. But one thing we felt like is we could get it on the back end of their pressure. You know, as long as you got the ball across half court and make them defend in the half court, whether it was throwing it over the top of their press or getting down the sidelines quick. Since the day we started practice, you know, we have a really athletic scout team that we've had pressing our team every day since we've started practice. So every part of our practice is a press segment working against that pressure, and we turned the ball over multiple times. Coach Moore was scared to death going into this game because against those guys, we turned the ball over time after time after time. And he's like, let's just phone this one in. We have no shot. But it come to find out, our guys' press was a little bit better than UT's press. So we're able to handle. Our point guard played really well. She played 39 minutes and had 3 turnovers. We only had 10 turnovers as a team. And we felt like that was the key to the game because we felt like we would get enough shots offensively. We went back and watched the film again this morning. We missed 16 layups over the course of the game. And I mean, point blank shots around the rim that, you know, could account for another 30 points basically. And had we finished some of those, we might have been in a better situation. But we knew that they were going to play up tempo. They force pressure on both ends of the floor. They come at you offensively on a make or a miss, and then they're coming at you defensively, you know, every possession. So, and they're coming at you off the bench 5 at a time. And we played their 11. We basically played 7 players against them. And the thing, Russell, that we were most pleased with is their system is built to wear you down in the 3rd and 4th quarters just because of the way they press and attack. But we won the 3rd and 4th quarters. So that was something we were proud of there, the fact that, you know, from a conditioning standpoint, we're able to withstand that onslaught throughout the course of the game. And it was a game of runs. We talked about that too. They can go on a 10-0 run, and they'll give up a 10-0 run just as easily, just based on how they play and if shots are falling. So we knew it was going to be an all-nighter, and fortunately we were able to hang in there at the end.
Hey, Coach, thanks for joining us. And you just touched on something that really did catch my eye. You talked about being able to, I guess, out-endure the Lady Vols a little bit. I mean, I'm looking at the minutes played, 37, 36, 30, 34, and 39 for your starting 5. I mean, that's impressive given the pace of that game. So that was just one observation. The other one is, I just love the name, but this Tilda Trigger, man,
Oh yeah,
that's a baller right there, man. She played.
She's a
great.
baller.
Yeah,
she's from Sweden, and she was on the all freshman team last year, 6'6", and as nice a kid as I would hope my daughter grows up to be, just like her one day. Just as sweet a kid as you're ever going to see, and she has she can shoot the ball and she can put it on the ground a little bit, and she's just a sophomore and can stretch the floor. And then last night she got the biggest rebound of the game at the end. We've got the ball, I guess, up one, and we miss, and she gets it and spits it back out, and immediately had the presence of mind to rebound it and throw it back out to a guard instead of holding on to it. I said, Tilda, that may have been the smartest play you made all night. She said, it wasn't smart. I was just scared. So she immediately just got rid of the ball. She said, I was scared. I didn't want to shoot those free throws, which she's a great free throw shooter. But then when our guard stepped up, knocked down two, and got us a 3-point lead there with 2 seconds left. But Tilda Trigger's a special player and a chance to be, I think, as good a center as there is in the country by the time she's done here.
Houston Fancher with us. He's on the NC State women's staff over there. They had a big win over the Lady Vols last night. And Fanch, what do you think about Coach Kim in her second year here? Obviously, you mentioned a lot of new players out there. Of course, they're missing one of their better players. Ruby Whitehorn kicked off the team earlier this week. What do you think about this system and going into year two? They're ranked in the top 10. Looked like a pretty even matchup yesterday. Do you think they've made a big jump in the second year under Kim Caldwell?
Absolutely. I really like her, by the way, and just I had a chance to sit down and visit with her for quite a while over the course of this weekend, and just a pleasant person, but at the same time driven. She has good command of her team, and it's not. Once again, let me go back to the fact this is everybody's first game, and she's basically got 8 new players out there trying to break them into her system and how substitution patterns are going to go. And that's something that's going to get better and better for them as it goes along. And we're not an easy out. I mean, they had just as much chance to win that game as we did. And, they've got 8 new people out there playing major minutes and just lost their second leading scorer last week. So that's not an easy adjustment. But the little twins they have, and Jada Sybil's a really good freshman, and they got some good transfers in there. And Janiah Barker is a terrific player at the 4 for them, and they've got some experience back, and I think they've got some good pieces and a chance to be better than they were last year. I think they're much more athletic than they were last year.
Hey, what did
greater team speed.
What did the Barker gal say to y'all on the bench to get that?
I'm not allowed to repeat that. Is this VR? Is this VR or is this
no?
Drive? I'm not
I
sure.
want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that right now. But
she shouldn't have said that then.
That's a bad time, and especially right in front of the official.
Oh, man.
And I mean, the official was basically standing face to face with her when she turned and did it, and she didn't know the official was there. She just turned around and naturally.
So it wasn't just the 3.
No, it wasn't just a hand gesture. No, she had a little something extra to say, and that probably wasn't the only thing said during the game. But she did have a little.
With her on that.
Yeah, that's something we got to. And Wes, first day he said, "Are you all seeing this?" He told our players to shut your mouth and play ball so that we don't turn around, because we have some that would have a tendency to do something like that too. But at the same time, that's a tough time for a call like that to be made. But I'm off. I love seeing people talk lessons like that, over the course,
Me too.
Especially early in the year.
I said that earlier on the show. Yeah.
One of my least favorite rule changes this year is you're not required to tuck your shirts in. I hate that. Because it just looks sloppy to me.
Yeah.
But they changed the rule this year because some teams have, designs on their shirts, that they hang out and they enjoy whatever the designs on the shirt, but they don't force you to tuck shirts in this year. And I'm all against that, but they evidently don't care what I got to say about that. So that rule has been changed, but Wes is still an old school guy, and he wants them to. He said, if I'm going to tell them to tuck their shirts in when the game starts, they come out over the course of the game, and jump ball goes up, and all 5 of them pull the shirt tails out. So they enjoy the comfort, I guess, more than they enjoy the way they appear.
Hey, Coach, the women's game at large, because you've been involved with it for a while now, I think, speaking for myself, I drew greater interest a couple seasons back when the whole Caitlin Clark phenomenon was going on. And
right
now I'm all in, because of what Kim's doing here. My wife's a big fan, all these things. But it feels to me like, I think a lot of, myself included, thought when Caitlin moved on, between her and whatever was going to happen with Juju Watkins, the game was going to kind of hit a crescendo and then kind of recede. And it feels like it's nothing of the sort, man. I mean, I'm watching the level of play from your perspective, having coached men and women. It's got to be wild to see how much it's advanced in the women's game for you.
It really is. And Bob, like you said, I came into this 8 years ago with not knowing what to expect other than, being a peripheral fan. And the top 25 when we get involved in top 25 games, it is so entertaining. It's so fun to watch. And there's a lot of great coaches, and the women have become so much more athletic, and teams are deeper. And it's just, games like last night are proof in the pudding. And we turn around, you mentioned Juju Watkins. That's who we play next Sunday. We're playing USC in Charlotte. Here's a perfect, of course, she's not playing. She's out, and that's unfortunate, but not really. But we get paid a guarantee game to come play in Greensboro. Tennessee got paid the same $75,000 we did. We make a couple $100,000 to go play in Charlotte next week. People are paying for these games now, where it used to be you have to beg for attention and try to find a way to squeeze yourself in between men's games. But now there's some standalone women's games that are fun to watch. And we played at Iowa when Caitlin when she was a junior there, and to see the atmosphere she created at their home games was incredible. She scored 45 on us and made it look easy. Now we ended up winning, but she was fun to watch and just entertaining to watch. And I think, like you said, that was the gathering storm. That she may have been the reason people watched for the first time, but a lot of people stayed involved or stayed attached because of what they saw against her or other games, like you said, Juju Watkins or people, even Angel Reese, people that brought people's eyes to the television, saw that it was a pretty good product and exciting and fun to be a part of. And I've really enjoyed it. I've had a fun time with it. And like I say, spent 30 years on the men's side, and I still, love that too. And I watch as much of that as I can too, and actually draw from that to add to our team because of the speed of the game. We had 2 first-round draft picks last year that we're playing without now. Both one picked 7, one picked 11 in the first round. So we lost good players last year too. And every team seems to be ramping up talent as we go forward. And you can just see from an athletic standpoint, Bob, the Civil kid can dunk a basketball. Janiah Barker can dunk a basketball. You're not going to see it in the game very much, but just from that athletic standpoint, there wasn't a whole lot of that going on back in the day. So it is exciting and a good product and fun to watch. And I'm sure it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know that, and I understand that. Soccer's not my thing, and I told Russell that before, and he got mad at me. So and everybody doesn't love to watch it, but the people who do and become invested in it, I think really do enjoy it.
We just got to get you to a game across the pond, particularly, Coach. You'll be a convert. You'll be a convert. Little fish and chips, cold beverage.
Russell, if I ever get excited about a game and ends tied at 0, I'm not really sure how I'm going to get to that point. I'm sorry. I just don't know if I can get there. I'll try for you, but I'm just not sure if I can get there.
Houston fans, you're with us this afternoon. Hey, Coach, switch of gears here a little bit in the men's game. I know you keep up with what's going on here on Rocky Top a lot and are a big fan of Coach Barnes, his program. What do you think? Again, a lot of turnover. It's just weird turning on the Vols and not seeing Ziegler and Meshack and those guys out there. A lot of new faces. Have you seen them play either against Duke or Mercer the other night? And any thoughts on what we got going on here in Knoxville this year?
Yeah, I watched both those games and probably gathered more from the Duke game than I did from the Mercer game, just because I think if you look at our schedule, if you look at Tennessee's schedule, the first 5 games are against teams that we're going to have a chance to experiment against, and that's a smart thing. That's a veteran coach's move. You always schedule to your roster. And I think they've done that this year. In the past, there'll be a lot more heavy hitters early on, I think, to where he's ready to throw that educated, experienced bunch out there against top competition early on. I think really the first major challenge they'll have will be against Houston in Las Vegas, because of the 5 games they open with. So he's got a chance to really find out what he's got here these first 5-6 games before he really starts to cut down his rotation. But and really, you've got 2 people coming back that played extended role. I think about Felix and Cade Phillips are the only ones that really, for all intent and purposes, had a major role last year. And then you've got all these new people and the transfers, trying to find out rotation. Who's going to be that next guard that's going to come in and help us? Is Boswell going to be good enough to maintain, that many minutes that he's playing now, or one of these other guards going to be able to come out of the shadows and do something for him. Obviously, really impressed with Ament and what he brings to the table. I mean, he's an NBA player waiting to happen, and just a really talented kid. And Estrella having him back will, I think, be a big boost for him. Really impressed with the freshman, the big kid that Brown.
Debo.
Yeah, really impressed with him. I think he's got a chance to be a special player there. And Gillespie, as he gets his sea legs, I think he's going to be a terrific guard in this league as he gets more and more comfortable with Coach Barnes' system. And not everybody new and everybody young is not used to defending like he wants to defend. And so as they get more and more accustomed to that and get a little bit more physical, this team not near as physical, in my opinion, especially on the perimeter. When you talk about Meshack, Ziegler, and the way those guys defended on the perimeter, I don't think we have a defender like that. We have some guys that are sort of working their way into it maybe, but right now just not, defend with physicality, switch up on ball screens and do a great job of protecting the paint. They're going to have to get a little bit more physical there to get to where they want to be like he wants them to play. But like I said, these first 5 games that they've got a chance to figure some of that stuff out. And if you're smart enough to schedule to your roster, then you got a chance to do figure that stuff out. Now, Tennessee's got the best coach in the country, in my opinion. They couldn't have a better coach than they do in Rick Barnes. And I think he does a phenomenal job, always has, and always been impressed with what he's done with all of his programs. And he makes those guys work. He's an old school guy and drives those kids. But at the end of the day, they love him, when it's all said and done. And kids ultimately love structure. They love discipline. They might not say it at the time, but when you see these guys come back and hug his neck and return to the program, you'll know what it means to them. And the ones who don't discipline their kids, those kids usually don't end up coming back, or making it through the program. But if they're able to make it through the program with him, they've got an insatiable love for Tennessee and for Coach Barnes in particular.
Staying with the men's game and in your own backyard, because major coaching.
I'm sitting by the David Thompson statue, by the way, Bob.
Oh, nice.
I know the David Thompson statue right here outside of Reynolds Coliseum. They've got it held 44 inches off the ground. That's where because that was his vertical leap was 44. So it's 44 inches off the ground, him flying in to dunk a basketball. And you and I can appreciate the greatness of David Thompson back in the NC State early days, a couple national championships.
He was
his great time in the ABA.
Yeah, he was a joy to watch, man. He was.
Oh, he was a freak. Yeah.
But you guys have a new coach on the men's side, Will Wade, familiar name around these parts from the SEC. And something tells me he's going to shake things up. He's already started, right? I mean, what do you think the expectation is? Because it feels like the ACC in general is kind of short of Duke. Obviously, it's kind of gettable, right?
He really is, and I think he's already raised it. We sold out, the Lenovo Center, which is about 21,000 for our first game against North Carolina Central, and it was nuts in there. And he's done a great job of tying in the tradition of the program. He had a lot of former players from back in the day, from the 74 national championship team, the 83 national championship game. They wore throwback uniforms the first game. He's really an intelligent guy, and he's excitable. And I mean, here's a perfect example. We're up 50 the other night against North Carolina Central, 6 minutes to go in the game. They have a guy drive in. Our guy fouls him. It's a questionable call, so he goes nuts and gets a technical. Up 50 with 6 minutes to go in the game, and of course the place is just eating it up.
Yeah.
And everybody's excited about it, and he's eating it up at the same time. So he grabs the microphone after the game like it's a WWE event and starts talking about a red reckoning and all this type stuff. So he's come in and grabbed it and created some excitement, and they're going to be fun to watch. They've got one returning player from last year and picked up 7 kids from teams that made the NCAA tournament last year.
Yeah.
So his recruiting class was really, really good for the time that he walked in. He brought, Darion Williams from Texas Tech, who I thought was one of the better players in the country. They brought him in from Texas Tech. He's a preseason ACC player of the year. He's never shot a ball in the ACC. So that's how much respect they have just for him alone. But the guys he brought with him from McNeese and the guys he got a kid off the University of Houston that played in the Final Four last year, Terrace Arsenault. And so he's done a great job of retooling his roster. And like you said, outside of Duke, it's really not a great league, so to speak, as far as winnability. And for a guy that's got that many new players to be picked to finish second and third in most polls, in the AC speaks to that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
What happened to that league, Coach? It's the ACC in basketball we're talking about.
Yeah, and it used to be the model, and
the gold
I think
standard.
once all the new coaches were hired in the SEC and the coaching roster that we had in there a few years ago, when Coach Pearl and Coach Barnes and Rick Pitino and all these guys were, Calipari, I should say, and all the guys that were in that league back in the day created a chasm we've not caught up with that yet, but I do think that basketball nationwide, there's a lot that's gettable this year, and the money's caused that, because you can buy rosters now and you can create things in a hurry that you maybe couldn't have done in the past. And you're seeing all these transfers coming in and there's nobody really knows what their team's going to be like until really second semester, I don't think, because with so many new faces, so many veterans getting new programs, and playing fewer underclassmen as we did in the past, we won't find out a lot about our teams until second semester when conference play rolls around.
I think Will Wade, somebody's got to step into that vacuum created by Bruce Pearl, right? I mean, he might be the guy.
He's not afraid of it. I've sat in on a few practices, and of course I knew Will from back in the day, from a while back when he was at VCU, and I know some members. Adam Howard, who was an assistant for Donnie Kendall's on his staff here as well, so know some of those guys on that staff, and he's not afraid to step in any vacuum. I can tell you that right now. They had him out for before every NC State football game. They have I guess sort of not a 12th man like Texas A&M, but they have a guy that comes out and leads the crowd in a wolf pack chant. It has a little something to say, and then so it's his initial. This is the first time on the microphone, and I think I can say this, but he walks out and says, "Are you ready to beat the hell out of East Carolina?" That's just the first thing he says to the crowd goes nuts. And he's got his first call-in show tonight. They're having to,
crowd control.
It's a pit for that. Oh yeah, it's out of control. He's in a huge honeymoon period now, but he's taking full advantage of it. And he won ball games where he was. What he said all along when he came in here and accepted this job. You're getting the same coach that I was at LSU, but I'm not near as cocky as I was. I'm not near as arrogant. I didn't think I could be touched. I learned some major lessons at LSU that I'm not going to be that way here, but I'm still be just as passionate, still just driven to make my team one of the best. I'm going to stand up for my team on every opportunity, and he's done that to this point. So he's, like I say, he's excitable, and his team plays that way, and his film sessions are something to behold. I've sat in on a couple of those too, and they're X-rated or R-rated, I guess, not X-rated, but R-rated, and not to be shared amongst children. So it's fun to see. But he has created some excitement here, and that's one thing that our AD. I give credit to our AD was willing to step out and hire him, and Boo Corrigan. That wasn't something everybody was willing to do, and he went after it, full bore, and said, "Come in here and turn this thing around for us and create some excitement for us." And you're talking about a program that was in the Final Four 2 years ago. And he said, let's create the excitement again here and get back with Chapel Hill excitement, Duke excitement. And Will came in and said, listen, we're not Duke or Chapel Hill. We're NC State. And we're going to be the best NC State we could be.
Well, we're going to go ahead and pull the plug on this Will Wade love fest before Bear vomits over there.
It's starting to get a little nauseous here.
Well, I understand that. I completely understand that. And there were times that I felt the same way, and I've had a chance to get to know him a little bit better since he's been here. And
it's cool.
We all make. Oh no, I understand that. Hey, listen, he left my man at LSU in a mess, and I completely can deal with what he's having to go through right now, and he's had to try to rebuild that with not a whole lot of success up to this point. But so I was disappointed in that regard, but he paid a penance, and hey, if anybody. I don't know if anything's worse than having to spend 2 years down in McNeese State, but he found a way to go. He found a way to go down there and win 2 years. So he paid short of going to jail. That's a pretty tough place to have to go for a couple of years. But he turned that thing around and turned him into a fantastic mid-major program, and he's paid his price. And he's back up here on this level again. So we'll see what happens next. Stay tuned.
Hey, Finch, love you, buddy. We got to run. We will do it again soon. All right. I
appreciate you guys having me on, and look forward to seeing how this Tennessee team develops on both the men's and women's side. And anytime you want to talk about it or have me tell some lies, call me back. Be glad to.
Yes, sir. We'll do it. Thanks, man.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Coach.
thanks, guys.
Yep. That's Houston Fancher, NC State women's assistant. And you could tell there's still a lot of orange blood running through that body.
Yes.
To quote John Gruden. Stay with us. We got to take a quick timeout. Back to wrap up hour number 2 of The Drive right after this.
The Drive.
Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at BigSportsShow.com. That's BigSportsShow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
With over 60 years of experience in the industry, Merritt Garage Doors has a wealth of expertise in commercial overhead doors in the East Tennessee area. Merritt offers a wide range of door styles like sectionals, rolling steel, high-speed, and sheet doors. They also supply and install a wide range of dock equipment. If your business is in need of overhead doors, no matter the type, look no further than Merritt Garage Door, Knoxville's best and most trusted overhead door company. Contact them anytime for a free estimate at 865-933-5319 or online at merrittgaragedoor.com.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Invisalign is a clear aligner orthodontic treatment that gradually straightens teeth without the use of traditional metal braces. And now, at Knoxville Smiles, we're offering Invisalign special pricing for new patients. Call for details at 865-539-1776 or just visit us at knoxvillesmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Fan Run Radio, The Drive continues. Wrapping up hour number 2 of the show. Stay tuned for your cue to call. Another chance to win tickets to the Big Sports Show. Coming up Saturday at the Exhibition Center in World's Fair Park. Vince Papale is going to be there.
Who the hell is Vince Papale?
Tell him, Bob.
No idea.
What? Y'all never saw that Invincible? Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know the name.
Invincible. Which movie was that?
He was like a guy who's like bagging. He was like Kurt Warner before it was fashionable.
Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles guy.
Billy White Shoes Johnson is going to be there. Oh, here it comes for
Wait a minute.
YouTubers.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll take it.
Billy
easy.
White Shoes Johnson.
Robert Brazil, a.k.a. Dr. Doom. A couple of old school Oilers. And did I mention James Littleman Stewart?
Yes, you did.
One of my favorites.
Let's talk.
From Morristown.
I'd be more than happy to talk about Little Man again. How loaded were we at running back during that era? How are we not running back you? Charlie Garner.
It was
Man
easier to
Stewart.
stack guys back before the transfer portal. Before when you had to sit out, you could oh yeah, you're going to be the guy. You're going to be the guy, and then they get here and you're not the guy. You're splitting carries with 3 other pros, and you can't go anywhere because you don't want to sit out a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had Little Man and
Aaron.
Hayden for a year, and like you thought you're going to be set with them, and then they added Charlie Garner to the mix, and it was Garner, Little Man, and Hayden.
Low key, one of the best running backs that ever played here. Garner is, I think, he was incredible.
I mean, all those guys played in the NFL.
Yeah. Do you imagine Garner in like the spread, the modern spread offense?
Yeah,
skill set.
Speaking of our running backs, Deshaun Bishop is going to be at this thing. You can go get his autograph as well. We're going to give away some passes again. Bob, what do you think about our stable of backs so far this year? We talked about Dylan Sampson earlier. There's been a drop-off. Bishop has flashed. He was great against Arkansas, obviously. Peyton Lewis has been up and down. Starr's been up and down.
I think they've all flashed at moments. Star Thomas, for sure. Like I said, I was 4 games into the season claiming that's RB1 there, but now Bishop has kind of assumed that mantle. It's not the
Star
same.
was 3 centimeters. That was another key point in that game where they ruled that his left foot, and I don't think it was any more obvious than the one on their scoop.
It was close. That was a big one. That killed a lot of momentum.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Was that right after the fumble?
Yeah, that would have put us out near the 40-yard line, and we
did that third down like sweep with Aguilar.
Yeah,
stupid.
We were getting ready to froth.
Stupid.
That was a dumb play. That was very Butch Jones, Florida 15 kind of. That's what I immediately flash back to. The greatest play ever.
Butch Jones is ass.
Where he ran Josh Dobbs like that, trying to go around the end on Florida.
I mean, it might be recency bias based on this last game where the running attack was like non-existent. But I mean, by and large, it has not been Dylan Sampson, but it's been good and serviceable in tandem, all of them together. But
Venables is one of the guys that he's just going to take away Tennessee's run. That's the way you beat Heupel is you don't let him run the ball.
Yeah.
Coming out, hour number 3 of the show. We got away a couple of passes. We're going to give away 2 pairs of passes right now to the Big Sports Show. It's coming up Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at World's Fair Exhibition Hall. You can go meet, get pictures and autographs with some of the all-time greats from all walks of life. Wade Boggs, Earl Campbell, Doc Gooden, and a bunch of Vols. You kidding me? What a day. Caller number, we'll do 9 and 10 right now at 865-966-3435. 966-3435 to win passes to the Big Sports Show. Stay with us. Hour number 3 coming up.
The Drive.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Are you ready to make your dream home a reality? Hi, I'm Bo Kregner, and here at the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, we know that finding the perfect home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding your sanctuary, your future, your happiness. Our team is dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey towards home ownership. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we're here to help. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or just visit us online at bonowshouses.com.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Wednesday, 5 o'clock here on Fan Run Radio. I'm Russell Smith. Thanks for tuning into the show this afternoon alongside Bob Baskerville and Bear doing the thing for another hour here with you. And we start with the Top 5 at 5. It's brought to you this afternoon by Matlock Tire and Auto Service. Tennessee football news as Braylon Staley has been added to the watch list for the Bolitnikoff Award this year. So he joins Brazel. Yeah, Brazel already on there. And, I mean, Brayley has been a revelation this year. Remember
Staley.
Braylon Staley.
Yeah, I was just calling him Brayley.
He's been fantastic this season. And remember how worried we were about the receivers coming into the year, and they've held up. I mean, I'm not going to say the worries were unfounded because it got hairy there. I mean, Staley's been dinged up. I remember Brazel missed a couple of plays.
I thought Mike Matthews had a really nice night the other night.
Oh yeah, we should have gone to him more. He was open all day long underneath. Starting all 9 games this year, he enters Week 11 ranked 4th in the league in receiving yards with 703 and receiving yards per game 78.1. You know, Staley and Matthews are going to be asking for big raises at the end of the season. And you're going to have to give it to them.
Then we got the other guys coming in, Keys. What about Rodarius?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Tristan Keys and Rodarius Jackson is going to get a bump, but Travis Smith, and if you hang on to Salisi Moa, we'll see what happens with Legend Bay. I saw where he's visiting Ohio State over the weekend. Of course, Tyreek King here locally. I mean, future's bright, wide receiver, but not all of those guys are going to be on campus. We want them all on campus next year, but it usually doesn't work out that way.
No, some of those new guys are watching what they're seeing this year, and it's like, okay, that playing time might be harder to come by.
Yeah, well, if you plug in, say, Matthews and Staley are going to be starting next year. You've got Radarius Jackson and Travis Smith, who will have a year in the system, and they'll be where Matthews and Staley were last year, expecting to play. And then you got Tristan Keys coming in, who's he's not going to want to ride the bench.
No.
So you got three guys vying for one spot, basically. It's going to be interesting to watch it all play out. Good problems to have for Josh Heupel. Number 2, UT announcing today a basketball agreement for a home-and-home series with Purdue. Vols will travel to West Lafayette, Indiana next season for the first game of a series, which is set for December 12th at Mackey Arena. And the Boilermakers will make the return visit to Knoxville in 2027 at Food City Center. Yay.
I mean, it's.
Oh, this has been met with a resounding indifference.
But this is okay. But this is our chance, and go beat them, man.
This feels like, remember when Ohio State beat us in Bruce Pearl's second year?
Yeah,
and how disappointing that was. And I think they had beaten us in a regular season game, and we finally beat them.
It's anticlimactic.
We finally beat them here in Knoxville in a regular season game in December. And it felt good, but it did not even the score.
No, it wasn't for it. I don't know that there is evening the score.
Well, we kind of evened it up when we beat them to make the Elite Eight. We beat them in the Sweet 16 in Pearl's, I guess, fifth year. The fifth year, the Sweet 16 year, the Elite Eight year. That year, we finally beat them. But then they turned around in the whole Aaron Kraft thing and screwed us again.
But I mean, with Purdue, you've got the kick out. And the way they've won these games has been just.
You got
so
the Edey
cheap.
game, the Carson Edwards game.
Yeah, I mean Edey Foulming, they just refused to referee him like a normal human being, like a normal basketball player. It was just it just made it illegitimate to me. Both their wins. Who
hit the winner against Purdue for Tennessee and Atlantis? Was it Lamonte?
I think so. The only thing I remember about that game is Kyle Alexander hit a 3 from the wing at one point, which was strange. And I thought, oh, well, maybe that's a sign of things to come. I think that was the last 3 he attempted.
Yeah.
It was like in his sophomore year.
Speaking of which, you guys think Barnes is going to let Okpara shoot threes?
As long as he keeps making them, yeah. If he has like an 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 stretch, which he inevitably will, they'll probably
get the red light.
Yeah.
Green light.
Number 3, Tennessee baseball adding another commitment to its loaded 2027 class. And it's a local product. Heritage High School standout Gavin French announcing his commitment to Tennessee. He's the 14th member of the class and the second commitment for Josh Elander since he was promoted to skipper.
This train has no brakes still.
Hope not.
It was really cool to see him get the welcome he got Saturday night before the game.
Yep. Fans are. I mean, it's exactly what we predicted. We're going to rally around this guy and
do everything we can.
Surround him with a great staff and talented players and keep this train going. That is the goal here.
Yeah,
that is the expectation. Gavin is the 6'2", 175-pound local kid, the number 337 prospect in the country, and number 74 shortstop according to Perfect Game. Second best shortstop in the state, number 13 overall player from Tennessee. And also taking official visits to Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Clemson, and Mississippi State. So
he's got a great offense.
Yeah, those are the guys you want to recruit against for sure. Number 4, the Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray go on injured reserve as he continues to rehab his foot injury he suffered in Week 5. Not season ending, but
does it seem like there's been more injuries this year than normal, or do we do this every year?
I think it's
just a violent game.
Yes. That's my takeaway here. Jacoby Brissett has been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, he has.
So Keaton Slovis will be the backup. His name I haven't heard in a long time.
Where was he from?
USC.
USC, and then he played at multiple places.
You end up somewhere else.
Yeah, I want to say,
is it an SEC school?
He's one of those hot shot 5-stars. He go not Arkansas, right?
Pitt.
That's right. Yeah, we played him.
Yeah, that's right.
And finally, number 5, the zoo in Argentina is finally getting rid of their animals. Lions, tigers, and bears that have survived in substandard conditions at the now shuttered zoo on the outskirts of Buenos Aires are finally receiving urgent veterinary care for the first time in years. 62 big cats, 2 brown bears being evaluated and treated. So they shut down this zoo in 2020, the Luan Zoo, and is famous for letting visitors come in and pose for pictures with tigers and lions. And they shutted it down due to mounting safety concerns, which is,
no doubt.
That's what you want to hear with tigers and lions and stuff. But they I guess, like, the animals just stayed there. They didn't have anything to do with the animals.
Hard to place.
And so they had a few loyal zookeepers that, despite having lost their jobs, took it upon themselves to feed and care for the stranded lions and tigers as best they could. A lot of them didn't make it, but now I guess they're finally finding places to take these animals.
Yeah, I've seen stories about this place, and I've seen stories about, like, specific animals that have come out of there. I want to say the elephant sanctuary here in in-state may have gotten one. Like, those animals look rough when they come out of these situations. They require a massive amount of care. It's sad, man.
They've got quick checkups done on site. One tiger was treated for a bleeding gash in its tail last week. One lioness had a vaginal tumor taken out.
Oh, I did see one of the cats. It had never set foot on real grass.
Several tigers and lions needed root canals to repair infected molars that had been broken on the steel cage bars.
Trying to chew their way out.
Yeah, I like to be a tiger dentist.
More like to.
Wasn't there a fable about that? About a tiger or a lion?
Androcles. He took the thorn out of his paw. Yeah. Androcles and the lion.
Well, there was one about a toothache. Was a lion or a tiger had a toothache?
The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the puppet, like, Christmas show.
What?
The little guy that wanted to be the dentist. Remember, he pulled the bad tooth from the Yeti monster. And that's why he was in a bad mood.
I think that's.
Am I the only one that watched? Don't sit over there and lie, Bob.
I could never watch
Bob.
this.
Look at me, Bob. You watched it. I know you did, because everybody said that Victor Ash here in Knoxville looked like the puppet, the dentist puppet off this Christmas show. But yeah, there was a Yeti, and he was mean to everybody.
Victor Ash came into it.
And then the little guy was able to pull his tooth, and it put him in a better mood. And then he was happy, and his friend. He just wanted to take part in Christmas with everybody. He had a toothache.
I think I saw that.
I could never watch those claymation Christmas movies. So boring.
Yukon Cornelius.
Heat Miser and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I love those. Not as good as the GOAT Christmas show. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh, my God.
Stop it.
Wife and I tried to watch that last year. It was so. We made it like 10 minutes.
I mean, no offense to you and her, and she knows I love her
Just
as much
awful.
as I love you, but you guys don't exactly have great taste.
Yeah.
I mean, she did pick you.
All right. Free floating hostility, I see. This is where we're going to go. That is the top 5 at 5, brought to you by our friends over at Matlock Tire and Auto Service. You check them out online, matlocktireservice.com. It's where I go whenever I need new tires for my car. Bought a lot of tires there over the years. Why? Well, first of all, because they're friendly, local owned and operated company. Second of all, they're the home of the price match guarantee, which means you can bring in any competitor's ad and they'll match the exact same tire for the exact same price, guaranteeing that you get the lowest prices on tires at Matlock Tire. That's why I buy tires from Matlocks. I also take my cars there for oil changes, routine maintenance, like if you got to get the AC worked on, tire rotation, anything like that, they do it at Matlock Tire and Auto Service. They've got 5 locations here in East Tennessee: Farragut, Lenoir City, Maryville, Athens, Hardin Valley, and you can find the location nearest you at matlocktireservice.com. Schedule your service there. Tell them you heard us talking about it here on Fan Run Radio. Matlock Tire and Auto Service.
Takes me back when I first moved here a long time ago. I needed to get something done with my car, and I asked for, didn't know my way around. It's like, where do I go? Talk to somebody. They said, you got to go to Matlock. Real story. And went there. They took care of me, and never forgotten. I just keep going back there.
Absolutely. The place to go. Where do you go? I go to the Farragut spot. Where do you go?
Yeah.
You go out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
The OG one. Is that the OG one?
Yeah.
I think the OG one might be Lenoir City.
Man, they've been in business, what, 75? 75 now? You probably said it a minute ago.
Plus, they've
75.
They've been open for a minute.
You stay in business for that long. You're doing something right.
They've been open for a minute.
They might remember that 39 Vols team.
They remember the 50s team. They remember the Jim McDonald year. You know about that?
No.
So I think it was after Bowden Wyatt came back, and I don't know if they ran him out or something, but they hired a guy named Jim McDonald who was on the staff for a year. He coached the 1963 season, and that was it.
Wonder how much those guys made back then.
I mean, probably what was a salary in like a $5,000 or something?
I was going to say like 20 grand. You'd probably be rich.
Yeah. Well, a house was like $20,000 back then.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that yesterday. Like these house prices keep going up and inflation and all that. And like when $1 million is still a lot of money, but when I was a kid, $1 million was a lot of money. Like there was some part of you thought I could retire with $1 million. Now it's like I could make $1 million disappear pretty quickly, probably.
Yeah.
So it's like, is your house? Is there going to at what point do we get to where it's like regular houses are $1 million?
I don't know. I mean, will that happen or will the bubble burst again?
Prices typically never go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're starting to sell those weird mortgages again, apparently. That's what I read.
Yeah, I mean, you've got
subprimes.
It's I don't think they're going to come down. No. I think we're just going to, like, our great grandkids are just going to have
gazillion dollar homes.
$2 million homes for like 1,100 square feet. The Drive, Fan Run Radio, setting up a big third and final hour. We'll see if we can nail the dismount for you here. 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on board, 966-3435. If you're just joining us, the Josh Heupel approval poll rating came in at 88% approval yesterday. That puts a little bit of a dent in the narrative that Tennessee fans are turning on Josh Heupel, wanting to run him out of here. 1% strongly disapproved. So, again, not necessarily true. What happens if you go 7-5? I'm sure that's what the angry Nega Vols in the audience are pounding their steering wheel, yelling into the radio this afternoon. I don't know what happens. It probably won't be pretty. The approval rate probably comes down a little bit. But as of right now, and even Jamie earlier today on the show said, look, I want him to make it here. I don't want to run him out of there. So we separate fact from fiction here on the show this afternoon. And if you want to chime in, now's a good time. We'll go open lines the rest of the way here. 865-966-3435. Your phone number, quick timeout. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
What if I told you you could pay off your home in an average of 7 years without making more money or spending a dime less, simply by changing how your mortgage is structured? Sounds impossible? Let me show you how it works. I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, helping families across the U.S. save thousands in interest and own their home years sooner. Don't believe me? Give me a call at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com to learn more. NMLS number 332941.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might not know it, but you do have legal recourse. The Griffin Law Firm specializes in federal employment law, military law, and security defense law. VFL Marshall Griffin and his experienced team are ready to make your problem their problem, no matter which federal agency you work for. Don't face federal employment issues alone. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law, 888-707-4282, online at griffinlawdefense.com.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Back here on the drive, Fan Run Radio. Live this afternoon, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, online, fanrunradio.com. If the 1340 signal starts to get a little staticky here once the sun goes down, be sure to turn on the Fan Run app so you can catch the end of the show here, or just go and listen to the podcast at your leisure. It's brought to you by our friends over at Broadway Carpets. Check them out online at broadwaycarpets.com. Roberto is next. Good afternoon, Roberto.
Hey, guys. Bob is clearly testing the wrath of the thing high above the whatever. You don't want to piss off the ghost of George Cafigo 3 weeks before the Vandy game.
Yeah, just I'm pleading ignorance. Just
you showed your ball ignorance there.
We're going to have to have a University of Tennessee football history primer for some of the young guys, the uninitiated. Talk to them about Gene McKever, Bobby Dodd, Buddy Hackman, the old leather helmet days, those guys.
Gene McKever, wasn't he a 3-time All-American at center? He's a 3-time All-American, right?
Gene McKever was a running back. He was a back.
No, then I'm thinking of somebody else.
Thinking of Mickey Marvin?
No, it's off like the 38-39 teams. Drawing a blank.
You familiar with
We
Mickey
had a
Marvin?
3-time consensus All-American. Only one that's ever happened, I think, in college football.
Bear
totally
really
blanking.
wants to talk about somebody named Mickey Marvin. Go ahead, tell us.
I think that's his name. He played for the Oakland Raiders, but he played on the late 60s teams here. He was a center.
Yeah, it was Mickey Marvin.
Yeah, Mickey Marvin. He's one of the toughest. At one time, he's considered one of the true tough guys of the old NFL.
There was a guy that Dickey coached. I believe his name was Bill Johnson that won the Outland Trophy or one of those things. And Dickey called him, he said something like, if God created a football player, it would look like Bill Johnson.
I mean, Doug Atkins.
And I am right. It's Bob Suffrage, by the way.
Bob Suffrage, yeah, that's a good one.
38-40. Only ever consensus 3-time first-team All-American. That's pretty boss. I don't care when it was. Anyways, so long live George Cafigo.
You're never going to live that one down, Baskerville.
You know what? It's
never
almost 100 years ago, so I'll own it. That's fine.
I mean, the man was still part of the program when I was in junior high.
Yeah, dude, he's like a special teams legend, man. Like if you had like a best coaches ever at Tennessee, he would be our special teams coach.
I mean, that's why. Yeah, that's how we got
Bob Johnson was the center. Excuse me, Bob Johnson.
There it is.
But it's how we got. I mean, it's a big part of why we got the Revases and the Colquitts and became punter and place kicker. For a long time.
Yep. Not to bring up any happiness for Vols fans because we love commiserating in our misery. By the way, good to see you guys on Saturday. Thanks for everybody. All the people who stopped by. It was a blast until, like 12 o'clock at night. Far be it from me to actually hold out hope to make it to the playoffs because I don't think it's going to happen. But why do they have us ranked? Somebody said it this morning on Twitter. They want to put a 3-loss Tennessee team in there. And I'm like, I just don't see it. I give it a 0% chance. And then I kind of started poking around after I heard Rusty say something earlier. And the numbers do bear out that, like, if there's a 3-loss team in chalk holds, it could be Tennessee. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I refuse to hold out a hope to that. I did have to put away all my toasters and all electrical things this week. But it would be kind of fun to end the streak in Florida and end with a streak against them. And it would also be pretty fun to beat Vanderbilt when they're going to be riding high.
We got plenty left to play for, guys.
Yeah, I didn't think so after Saturday night.
Sure, yeah. It took a minute to process.
You never know. Chips could always fall. But,
and I've heard from some people that said, like, that one hit them hard and all this stuff. The Georgia game still stings more for me. The Saturday night sucked, but having Georgia beat like we did and just missing the kick, I mean, that's...
We let them off the hook.
Oh.
16 feet wide right, and we're going to the playoffs, guys. That's the gutting one. Because we're better than Oklahoma, and we played bad. And we played almost perfect against Georgia. That's the one that hurts. Like, it took an almost perfect game from us.
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, like...
I'm not exactly happy about the damn Bama game, to be honest with you.
I think we all had that chalked as a loss.
We haven't talked about the annual Heupel clunker, right? That would be what Saturday night was. Last year was Arkansas. It
just happened against a ranked team at home as opposed to an unranked team on the road.
What was it in 23? Was it Missouri?
No, they were pretty good at 23. They browbeat us.
It was Florida down there, remember?
Yeah, I guess it was Florida.
Yeah, that was the infamous Kamala Ben Haddon did the shoulder shrug at the guys he ran past him. And then we couldn't beat him on the field and decided we wanted to fist fight him after the game, which always just
that was
picture of class, boys.
Missouri, I remember. I did, I expected that to be a good game. We knew Missouri was good at that point.
They whipped us up.
They just curb stomped us. That was the part.
And what did Dorkwitz?
I'll stay in on business, Josh.
Yeah,
I'll stay in on business.
Yeah. Hey, Dorkwitz can say a lot of things, but he's not a bad football coach. Guys, I'll leave you with this. I've kicked it around a couple of days with some friends, and because this is not the Josh Heupel we knew in 22 and even early 23, to be fair. You guys, a lot of people seem to forget, like, we were beating the living hell out of Alabama down there at halftime in 23.
Right.
Beating the living hell out of them. And then Josh went super hyper. It didn't go conservative. Excuse me. He stayed aggressive. And now I think we've had like a rebound effect from that, where he just refuses to be aggressive at the end of games. He just refuses to do it. And I think Bama 23 is the tone setter for that. I'd encourage you guys to kind of go back and look at it since then. Anytime we're in a game late in the game, we go uber conservative. He did not do that against Alabama, and Nick Saban beat him. And I wonder if it's kind of like when Bruce Pearl decided when we got knocked out by Louisville. I don't know if you guys remember that. And like Bruce Pearl just totally revolutionized the way he was coaching. We went away from being a 3 and get up and down the court team to like we tried to be a front court big team, and we just sucked at it. So just that's kind of the same thing for me when I see it. And lastly, guys, I really appreciate the time. The kid you were mentioning, the Gavin kid from Heritage, I got to see him play this year. Oh, he's legit. That is a good get for us. Don't undersell it just because he goes to Heritage. See you guys.
I'm going through the UT website of All-Americans in football. And, I mean, we've got like, anywhere from 8 to a dozen pretty much every decade except the 1940s because, World War II, there were, I think, 2 seasons that were canceled effectively. I think they only had 3 then. And, even the 2000s, that first decade, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 All-Americans, even though we had the fade there. How many All-Americans do you think we had for the 2010s? 2010 to 2020.
Eric Berry would have been gone, right?
I'm looking at it. So
0.
3.
Who were they?
Derek Barnett, Cam Sutton as a punt returner in 2015, and Evan Berry as a kickoff returner in 2015. We had a return game happening in 2015, man.
Yeah, we did.
It's pretty good. We've got 2 so far this decade. We need to tack on some more.
What do you guys make of like Boo Carter? I mean, is he even getting to play? You're talking about punt returning. There was one he should have returned the other night.
The one that bounced off his chest?
The one that was like drilled at him and he had like 20 yards.
Listen, I mean, it's very easy to get on here and rant and rave about how he needs to just be gone. Like he's done, right? I mean, he's going to be somewhere else next year.
Yeah.
They didn't play him at all. His Mama Boo is on social media talking about he's got a hip pointer or flexor or something like that, and that's why he didn't play. He didn't have a defensive snap Saturday. So he's just out there, I guess, to fair catch the punts, one of which he didn't. Maybe that's why. Did he return? He did have one return, right? Didn't he return one 5 or 10 yards, something like that?
Against Oklahoma?
Yeah. But he's not been a difference maker there, and obviously he has not played well at all as a defender.
But they still trust him to catch the punt, man. They tried Staley there, and it was a nightmare.
Surely we've got somebody else that can catch a dang punt.
Man, it ain't Peyton Lewis. I think if they did, they would have put him out there. I don't think they've got anybody else.
Surely we've got somebody.
It's not exactly the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, I recognize
the hardest.
It's difficult, but I mean, surely we've got somebody that can catch the punt.
I mean, you're looking straight up, knowing that there's at least 3 guys running at you full speed that want to kill you.
I hate the way we've taken the kickoff out of the game at all levels. So I guess that's not even a priority at this point. I mean, you wish you had an Evan Berry, but nobody returns kickoffs anymore. But punt returns can still be a big factor. I mean, you see decent punt returns, not as many. I don't think it's as frequent as it used to be, but I mean, you still see them pretty much every season. I mean, A&M blew open their game at LSU because of a punt return.
Texas won a game with, for some reason, was it Florida that decided to kick to them? To that kid of theirs? What's that kid's name?
I'm not sure, but
he runs like a 4.2 40.
Yeah.
Well, that's A&M, right?
Oh, I thought that's who we were talking about.
No,
you're talking about Texas.
Texas has one too.
Yeah, that one I'm not sure. I remember seeing it.
I mean, is that something if you're Josh Heupel and the NIL folks that you target and say, hey, find me another D. Williams, a guy that is a punt return specialist and a kick return specialist for that, but a guy that, yeah, we'll work him out at DB or receiver, wherever he plays, but a guy that is a weapon in the return game.
You know, I've got to say, the NFL kickoffs are growing on me. I kind of like them. It's cut down. It's definitely made it safer. You aren't seeing those car crash like collisions.
Yeah, I miss them.
I'm sure you do, but I mean, you know, the aftermath of those things is pretty rough for the guys that play. You still contend they're well compensated and
occupational hazard, man.
My guy Sam Beard coming through for me earlier in the show. He texted me and said, standing strong in the anti-wrestling community. Sam knows where it's at.
The no fun community.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what did you do growing up? Just read history books and perform mathematics? I mean,
you watched
vanilla ice cream?
No, you watched real sports. That's all. You didn't watch
I did that too.
Yeah, well, we watched more of it. That's all.
I remember coming home from school, like it was on back when ESPN would just show ridiculous stuff in the 1980s. You would have you come home and they would have
roller derby.
Yeah, roller derby and just silly stuff on the air, just trying to take up time. And they had it was Georgia Wrestling Association or something.
Gordon Soley.
And it was just the most down and dirty Southern redneck wrestling you ever saw, man. And I couldn't wait to get home when I was in elementary school to watch and it was on syndication. It was just all taped stuff, but
it's just tapes are old. I've been watching those,
man.
The Mongolian Stomper.
I remember one time Bobby the Brain Heenan put this cream. They had this cream that they would rub in Brutus Barber Beefcake's hair and make his hair fall out.
I was
just devastated.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so hurt. I was like, I can't believe they're letting somebody save him. Somebody save him. Kamala, the Ugandan giant, would be out there. He had a streak where he was just, you couldn't touch him.
George Animal Steel had that green tongue.
Oh, God, so nasty.
He'd chew the turnbuckles up.
Guy was crazy.
A maniac.
You remember Ernie Ladd, though, right? I mean, he played pro
Big
football.
Cat.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he wrestled on into the 90s, though, dude.
Yeah.
Ernie Ladd. I think it was Ernie.
I don't know, man. That'd be awfully old.
Maybe it was a different one. Different.
Ernie's dead.
Well, that got dark.
Yeah, it did.
Ernie's dead.
My favorite wrestlers from the Ivan Koloff and the Iron Sheik.
Every man dies, Bob. Not every man truly lives.
That's fair.
We all got it coming, as Clint Eastwood said in The Unforgiven.
You ever heard any of the Iron Sheik stuff? They would play it with Pharrell on, and then Stern would play it too. I mean, the Iron Sheik was.
He's a legend. R.I.P. in peace.
He was a nasty man.
Did you ever hear the audio? Allegedly, our own clone from the Neutral Zone called in. Apparently, he knows Pharrell somehow.
I think they've got, they've kind of followed each other because Clone does such a good impersonation of Pharrell.
But he called in while Pharrell had the Iron Sheik on. An idiot Clone calls in as Lou Holtz. Iron Sheik doesn't realize it's not Lou Holtz, gets pissed, and supposedly threw a bottle through a window or a mirror, and Clone was just wreaking havoc with this.
Yeah.
Was Lou Holtz.
Mike in the text box says, what a shocker. Bears' favorite wrestlers were anti-American.
I never really cared for Hulk Hogan.
Did you have fun at the election party, the Mondani party last night, Bear? It was a big day for you.
That's the guy that won New York City mayor.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, your three choices weren't that great. You had the Mondami.
Yeah.
And then you had that weirdo from the Guardian Angels.
Yeah, Curtis Sliwa.
And then you had the former governor who didn't he lose his job because he was creeping on women or something? Cuomo?
Yeah. Yep. Andrew Cuomo.
Who are you supposed to be? You got a masher, This idiot with the guardian angels, vigilante, and then you got this guy, the socialist, which I don't even know what, I mean, I'd have to look up to give you an actual definition of socialist, as I would think most people that throw that word around probably would too.
Bear doesn't know anything about it, but he knows all three of the candidates that were for that by name.
I think he said Sliwa, Cuomo, and my guy.
My guy.
I said the guardian angel idiot, Cuomo, the guy who got fired for sexual harassment, and then this guy, Mamdani,
yeah. They did a great bit on Saturday Night Live where they were doing the debate with those three, and Shane Gillis was playing Sliwa, which was fantastic. It was pretty funny.
That's wild they fired him, but they'll have, anytime they can get him on.
Well, he's so hot now,
Coming up, the shocking conclusion of the drive. Speak now, forever hold your peace. 865-966-3435. Your phone number to call or text to the show, 966-3435. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at bigsportshow.com. That's bigsportshow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your home exterior needs. If your home needs new siding, windows, doors, gutters, handrails, a deck, or a new roof, then give my friends at North Knox Siding and Windows a call at 865-689-0505. You can also visit their showroom at 5618 North Broadway. Locally owned and operated and proudly serving all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas, North Knox Siding and Windows. Online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
A high school football player in Florida has been arrested after he attacked another player during a game in Fernandina Beach on Friday, hit a kid with his helmet.
Oh,
did you guys see the video of this?
No.
It was going around over the
huh?
weekend. Yeah, he ripped a kid's helmet off and hit him with his own helmet, like right in the face.
I wonder what the kid said.
They were like tussling, and 18 years old. I mean, he's an adult. Daniel Byers, charged with battery, misdemeanor battery. He removed the helmet of a 15-year-old Fernandina Beach high school player and struck him in the head with his own helmet. It was a pretty bad video. Removed it.
Yeah. They probably, I imagine they were going at it, grabbing each other's face masks and got ripped off.
Yeah, it was.
Is it brutal?
This is pretty nasty video. Did you see the one a couple of weeks ago where the guy like jumped on the guy?
Yeah, he actually broke that kid's
broke
back.
the dude's like back.
Yeah. Yeah, like his teammates came out and were like, yeah, there's no excuse for what he did. You know,
these kids, man.
They just snap, man.
No, I'm with Fancher. You got to sportsmanship. You got to get it going again.
He took me back. He said that North Carolina State, man, I'm jumping off topic. I'll be quick. That they did the throwback uniforms. I don't know if you remember those. They only said state.
Yeah.
On the front. Nothing else. Just state.
I like that.
I loved them. Loved them.
Meanwhile, Oregon State football player Exodus Ayers pleaded not guilty to 18 charges.
Wow.
He's arrested Monday morning for multiple felonies, including coercion, strangulation, and assault in the 4th degree. Also charged with harassment and unlawful dissemination of an intimate image for incidents that date back to 2024. He's placed on $10,000 bond.
Sounds like he's a bad breaker-upper.
Take it easy on Exodus. He's just misunderstood. That's all.
I don't know. Strangulation, menacing, did you say?
I did not.
Oh. Dissemination of
intimate images.
Intimate images?
Yeah. Do you have any intimate images on your phone, Bear?
No. I don't think so. Let me take a look.
If so,
no, the only thing I worry about is that anybody that would raise eyebrows is some of your all's crude humor in one group. You and the Lower City Bulldog push the envelope on stuff. Tasteless jokes.
I have so many. The one with you and me and Davey and Cody.
Oh yeah, Cress. Yeah,
that's
that one.
That's just nothing but.
That's pretty rough.
It's nothing but
you can't get offended if you want to be in there.
Yeah, it's where we vent. It's where we.
That's where we laugh at stuff you really shouldn't.
Do you have one of those,
at.
Bob?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah, it's mostly with guys I grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, there's some. You think about it, me, Russ, McClure, Cress, Hudson. Some pretty sick puppies in that group right there. Sense of humor wise. What's Cody? Cody always says Russell has a darkness about him.
We all do, man.
But he says yours. That's why Cody says he's always felt like you're a kindred spirit.
Yeah, we have a connection. And meanwhile, former UFC 2-division champion BJ Penn has been arrested again. We've been following this since the summer. This is his 6th arrest in Hawaii since Memorial Day weekend.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's obvious. I mean, I would venture to guess
he's not getting bail this time.
Considerations here. 46 years old, charged with 3rd-degree assault after allegedly punching and kicking a man at a residence in the early morning hours of yesterday, I guess. Had to put a guy in the hospital.
Those guys are scary. Have you ever read anything about what was the guy?
Former UFC wrestler. Yes, they're dangerous people.
The guy named War Machine.
Yeah,
familiar with this case?
Yeah, he was a bad guy.
He almost killed his porn star ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. So What did I say? 5, 6 arrests?
Six
Six arrests since Memorial Day. Probably time to go ahead and commit this guy to some sort of institute. That is the docket, brought to you by the law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Folks, if you're going through bankruptcy, divorce, maybe you've suffered personal injury, car wreck, slip and fall accident, something like that, and you need legal advice you can depend on, then call my friend Jerry R. Givens at 865-801-9250. He'll offer you a free, no-obligation consultation. He'll hear you out, hear your story, and tell you what your options are. The phone call is free. The advice is free. So what do you have to lose? Jerry R. Givens. Again, that number is 865-801-9250, and his website is jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens, legal expertise you can rely on. Wrapping up a Wednesday evening now edition of the show. Looking ahead, without the Vols playing this weekend, there are good matchups, not great matchups in the SEC this weekend. You thought LSU at Alabama would be a great matchup. It's lost a little bit of its luster. But that is the game of the week. That'll be a nighttime kickoff at Alabama. We giving LSU any shot at all?
They're gonna have a post Brian Kelly bounce.
Yeah, new coach bump.
So who said I was hearing that they were actually the Auburn kids, whoever their interim is for Freeze,
DJ Durkin.
Yeah, they really like him apparently.
Well, there is some chatter. I don't think this is going to happen in either case, but there is some. You see this all the time. If a interim coach has any success, there's always the line of thought that should we just hire him?
I mean, Durkin, you talk about baggage.
Oh, I mean, he's, I would say what happened to him could happen to a lot of hard ass football coaches. He's liked by his players down there. They think they're going to mount up for him, and some of the LSU people think that Frank Wilson is going to mount up for them. I tell you what, I don't think they're going to hire Frank Wilson down there, but you win at Alabama, you start to have a conversation.
Yeah, for either one of those guys if they beat Bama. Iron Bowl.
What happened to Cadillac? Remember, they wanted. There were some people wanted to hire him. Some people wanted them to hire Kevin Steele.
Yeah, Kevin Steele.
I mean, they don't normally do a very good job of hiring people down there. I mean, Bruce Pearl kind of fell in their laps because we wouldn't take him back.
Malzahn had some success. Obviously,
Chiswick had Cam Newton.
Gene Chiswick won a national championship.
And as soon as he didn't have Cam, he went
Terry Bowden had some success. Pat Dye, obviously. Who was after Terry Bowden down there? Oh, Tuberville.
That's right.
Had a lot of success.
Tommy Tuberville.
I mean, the right guy wins at Auburn. I mean, they've got the resources down there. Georgia at Mississippi State. I think the Bulldogs are going to win that one. Ole Miss hosts the Citadel.
Yeah, that's
be a baby club
it's
ceiling.
off the board.
Texas A&M at Mizzou. Huh?
If Mizzou had Prebula, I would say that's
pretty much neutered. Game. Is he coming back or is he done for the year?
He might be back for postseason, which would for them be a bowl game.
I just hate that for them. I really feel bad for the Missouri fans. Drinkwitz.
I've got Ole Miss minus 54.5 on FanDuel. Those Citadel kids, man, what are they doing? Why is the Citadel playing Ole Miss? What are we doing here?
I don't know. Those kids.
Does anybody want to see that?
No.
What are we doing? We get 12 games a year guaranteed, 12 regular season games. Why is Ole Miss playing the Citadel?
Because they need a win.
Well, I mean, college football is getting it right, and slowly but surely we're getting there. It's not done by any stretch of the imagination, but the next step is getting rid of these games all together. Tennessee playing ETSU or UTC.
Especially when they count towards the magical 10 number that you need.
Yeah, we don't need to be playing these games. Going to a 16-team playoff and a 9-game schedule, it'll add a little bit, shorten up, whatever I'm trying to say, lessen these terrible matchups that you see. Hopefully there'll be less of them, but just go ahead and get rid of those altogether, man. Do us all a favor, please. Auburn is at Vanderbilt. You just fired the right reverend, and you go up there to take on Vanderbilt. They're coming off a dream crusher game last week against Texas, and it's just one of those mentality games. Like, where are these teams at mentally? Auburn's got the talent. On paper, they are a more talented football team than Vanderbilt. They're not a better team this year, but they are a more talented team. Do they come out and play for DJ Durkin?
We'll just have to wait and see.
I got a feeling there's going to be an upset this weekend.
Me too.
It's
not going to be all chalk.
No. I'm hoping it's Vanderbilt losing to Auburn.
The other one in a game that means absolutely nothing is Florida.
Who do they play?
A 3.5-point favorite on the road. Who would Florida be a 3.5-point favorite on the road against in this league?
Kentucky.
Yep.
There you go.
But they historically have had trouble with Kentucky.
They have.
Were you guys aware, and don't get mad at me, Russ, if we did mention it yesterday, apparently Diego Pavia's brother probably should have been on the docket again. He got in trouble down at the Texas game.
Doing what?
I don't know. I just said Pavia's brother's at it again. I saw it on Twitter. I didn't click on the link. It looked like he was I don't know if he got thrown out, but he was having to talk to people in authority at the stadium.
Guy goes hard in the paint. Where are we at with Florida in terms of that's really, aside from Vanderbilt, Heupel's only chance to notch, it's certainly not a signature win, but you go down and beat Florida in the Swamp. That's a big deal here. What do we want to see? Do we want to see them get any momentum, or do we want to see Mark Stoops, who's coming off a big win? He was seen hugging his athletics director, Mitch Barnhart, on the field. Like,
they were clutching each other.
I kind of feel like you want to root for the coal miners this weekend. Just go ahead and crush Florida's soul, crush their dreams, and just end
have them
any
quit
hope.
on the season.
Yeah, have them quit.
I guess so.
Yeah, because I mean, it's going to be incredibly hard for us to go down there and win. I feel like right now their defense is good, and we got a way of making bad quarterbacks look decent. See John Mateer.
Not looking forward to that. We're going to have to score in the 30s to win in the Swamp. I'll tell you right now. We got plenty of time to preview the weekend of college football tomorrow here on the show. Our old pal Trey Wallace is going to join the festivities tomorrow. Always a pleasure talking ball with Trey. So we will do that. For Bob and Bear, I'm Russell Smith. Have a great evening. We'll do it again tomorrow right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
Hi, I'm Bo Cregner with the Cregner Group at Realty Executives. You know, the real estate market, like all other markets impacted by the economy, is changing all the time. And it's never been more important to be personally represented by a trusted real estate specialist. I can't emphasize enough how important it is when selling or buying to be individually represented. Call me today for a free consultation. My number is 865-742-1035, and my website is bonowshouses.com.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth